So hi everyone. Weird when I've not been live for a while. It's been about 3 weeks or something, the whole time of a soul retrieval. So I'm not sure how many people are going to be about. There might even be more than usual because of whatever time it is for you. But it's 2 minutes to midnight here, so we're officially leaving the tower energy. The yeah, the 16th is the tower card, and I don't know about you, but I can often it's like I just said to the client session I've just come off, oh, start a Q&A or a poll. Well, I've not got a topic, so we're not doing that, but I'm glad I've got the chat thing here. Um, yeah, it's either I'm having a difficult day on the 16th of a month, and it's not every 16th of a month, but I just have noticed that along the years, or I'm helping somebody else. And today, it's so basically full disclosure here, I've got permission to, because I'm keeping it anonymous as I always do, but I've just come off of a session there, and there's definitely there's just a theme of needing to find your voice and speak up against karmic family in particular. So and it just because this has been coming up quite a lot in the so basically it's always been coming up behind the scenes, like it's just always a thing. But it's came up quite a lot in the collective readings, and because that was actually just a personal session we doing with someone, it just all feels like other people need to hear it. So it's not a difficult, it's not well, it is difficult. It's not an easy sort of topic. See what I mean? The fact that I can't get the words out, should I just go? There's nobody here though. Um, the fact that I'm having difficulty getting the words out, that's actually really got a lot to do with this. Because what I was just helping somebody with there, and I can actually now feel. So again, if you're new to me, I don't usually give the intro when I do lives for some reason, but I'm feeling the need to do it. So because there are a lot of new people that have joined, and welcome, we're at 9:70. Somebody left, as I like to say, somebody slammed the virtual door. Don't let it hit you out in the way, on the way out. We don't want somebody hanging about if you're not part of our tribe. So for everyone that leaves, another 10 arrive. But basically, we're nearly at the top of the mountain, the 1K. But basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, so I channel energy. So however I come on here, so I've just spontaneously thrown myself on Leo moon because that is my favorite moon to do my public work, to be honest. It's the only moon I like, and we only have that once a month, so it's a bit of an issue. It really is. It's a bit of an issue when it is my calling, but it's midnight right now, so we're at the 0 point. So there's something about resetting, going back to the 0 point, starting again, starting afresh, something like that. But yeah, so I channel clear and heal energy. So the way that I come on here when it's a recorded video or when it's a live, it matters. And it just feels like, I've been thrust upon here, I've been thrown on here. Because I was going to do one earlier and I just wasn't feeling it. And it was because the person just had a session where we were going to have it earlier and then she rescheduled. And I think I just had a kind of feeling that hello. And there's one of the other people I was just chatting to in email. So um I'm just talking about what I've been picking up on collectively with people here. So, and how are you doing? How are you doing, Lexi? So yeah, basically there is something going on right now about, basically needing to speak up to people that it's basically right. So this isn't going to be for everyone, right? I would fucking hope that not everybody's actual family's been this difficult with you, but I'm sure quite a lot of us have experienced it at some point. But if it's not family, it's going to be like it could be some people's romantic partners, or it could be exes, and you've got trauma from it because this card mentions something about trauma. It could be things from childhood experiences, whether that be with family or like school. This can be like everything. There's things about generational healing, generational patterns. Being the generational curse breakers come up a lot today as well. Um, and now I'm burping, that's when I'm clearing energy. And I think I'm going to be burping and clearing energy and hiccuping quite a lot on this because although we're in a Leo moon right now, and we're in a Leo moon tomorrow as well, we're actually in a Leo moon for a little bit of my birthday on Thursday too, and then we go into a Virgo moon. And remember, I always describe it's like Leo's the party and Virgo's the tidying up after the party. So, but um yeah, it just feels like there's a lot. And I'm even just being guided to like one of my birthday cards that I've already opened. It's on my mantelpiece there. It's got a wee girl blowing hearts. So even the fact that it's a wee girl is telling me inner child healing. is going on here. But like I said, I do know that from the session I've just came off. But and remember, this can be for like your wee boy inner child as well, whoever this is going to resonate with. But yeah, and even the fact that it's like I feel like I'm taking a long time to spit the words out, it's kind of like that's a bit of a theme though. It's like, so I feel I want to speak directly to some divine feminines. It's about whether you have difficulty getting your words up or it's your divine masculine, because I feel that both of you would have had a problem with that at different points, or possibly when it comes to each other, in the moment, that's going to really be a problem. For a lot of people, when you reach the talk, or some of you might have even been through the talk, but the point is here is you never quite know how difficult it is for somebody to talk about their feelings. And that is, yeah, that's basically, without going in, although it's anonymous, without going all the ins and outs of it, what I'd asked that particular person I was just talking to was, can I specifically home in on what it was about? And it was about needing to stand up to a mum that was gaslighting. So, and this is why I'm saying, like, anyone can gaslight us. Your friend could, your sibling could, your colleague could, your client could, it can happen to absolutely anyone. And it's good to spot what that's all about. And basically, gaslighting in a nutshell is when you know that you're right and you know that you've been fair and someone is making you feel like you haven't been fair and that you're being difficult and that you're basically the problem. And the thing is, if you're used to have been getting told that you're the problem, or being like the black sheep, or all this kind of things that I'm sure quite a lot of us can resonate with, you can doubt yourself. And that's what I find myself helping people with most of the time in a session, because I heal, I empower and I heal you to heal yourself, rather, the divine masculine energy, regardless of gender. These are the people that come to me the majority of the time. Like, you can doubt yourself, but what I'm really proud of is, along the sessions, especially like long term people, I've seen people come more and more in their strength and gather their soul parts back, their soul fragments, to be able to say no and to speak up to the people around you that gaslight you, make you feel that you're wrong and make you doubt what you know is true, or all this kind of stuff. And yeah, just unfortunately, that's what I feel is going on for a lot of people. Like, you know that you're in the right, and people are, and again, you've got to be difficult with this is a real counselor therapist thing to say though, and I said that in that session too, is people can't make you do anything. Like, you're allowing people to make you feel a certain way. So that's really, that can be a bit of a brutal truth Scorpio thing to say, but it's true. It's like, we're only, we're allowing it, but where it becomes really complicated is it, like, so what, right? So actually they're telling me something that I'd basically addressed in that session was, it doesn't make sense when you're freezing, right? And what was interesting was the Zoom froze right after I'd said something like that. If you're freezing and you don't know what to say, it's probably because you're actually going back to a childhood wound, or it could be just like a traumatic part of your past, when you were younger with like an ex or something like that, or this will be different for different people. But for some people, it'll be childhood stuff, and you freeze and you don't know what to say. But actually, like, logically, you're like, wait a minute, I'm an adult and I know that I'm right and I should be able to find my words. But basically, like, this is why I'm saying, like, this could be literally any of it. I can think of loads of situations where I go like that. So, but it's just about being mindful that not everybody has worked on their healing around these things for very long or at all, and that's why we can bump up against people's shadows and unhealed shadows, as I like to say it. We've all got a shadow, by the way, and the Scorpio full moon's going to reveal your shadow whether you like it or not. Even if you just reveal it to yourself, great, it's a start. And by the way, the cards I'm going to use are going to do that tonight. And Lexi, actually, because you're the only one on the chat right now, if you want me to pull you a Pluto card, oh, actually, shit, I just remembered I was going to put that in. There's nobody here though. There's nobody here. Wait a minute. So we've already got 3 likes. Thanks, guys. So basically, wait a minute. I just need to fiddle about with this because there's not a load of people on here right now. But what I was actually going to say is, because I've spontaneously come on here, I was going to post something later. But what I might do is, don't hold me to this, right? Because if we have too much fun tonight, I'm not coming back on tomorrow, basically. Or I could, but it'd be my hands. But I do normally like to do a wee live stream on my birthday, right? But I actually can't see me doing that, right? It's not because I'm like, oh, living it up, partying kind of thing. but I'm going for lunch on Thursday, and I do actually feel like having a wee drink. Like now, and I'm going to blame it on one of our male viewers. So I nearly said his name, but the only reason why I'm saying it is because I swear to God, you, you know who you are. You planted a seed because that's somebody that's been wanting to have a session with me. So again, this is anonymous, so don't make yourself known if you know that's you and you don't want to piece us back. But I feel some of the stuff I could even say could be resonating for you as well, but I don't know, but it's just with me connecting that. But you planted a seed, that guy, when he said, I'm not saying his name, when you said, yeah, basically, I'll try and get on a Zoom if you're not getting pissed the whole time, because it's my big birthday. And I wasn't planning on doing that, but it's been in my head ever since you said that. And I'm like, well, I kind of actually fucking feel like doing that. Do you know what I mean? But, oh, and hello, Charlotte. This is late for you. I'm making my way to bed, but I thought I'd pop in briefly. Yeah, well, hang around because you can either get a free card or I'm about to put up the paid options if people want that too. I'm actually going to take out the words femme and masculine, and it's got the yin yang symbol. So you know that this means for you. Wait a minute, you'll see what I mean in a minute. But yeah, but basically, no, all jokes aside, I think I'm just going to have a wee drink on Thursday with my lunch, and then I might just carry it on with my tea kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm not going to be pissed or anything, but I don't like mixing alcohol. I don't mix alcohol with my work at all. And actually, I consider myself a non-drinker, but I've not really been able to say that since last year when I got fucking bluttered at my best pal's in. So it's and again, that's relevant. And that's me being able to laugh at myself that was an unhealthy way of the phrase escapes me what you call that now. Self-medicating. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's me being brutally obvious, honest. But it was like, yeah, I could have went one of two ways. I could have known that I'm not good on a Cancer moon. I shouldn't leave the house. I should just stay in my bed and chill because it's depressing, basically. Sorry if you're a Cancer moon. My dad's Cancer moon. But it's like, it's hashtag all the feels and it is actually trauma. And it's quite a sensitive part of my chart. And I was spot on because, like, I remember what had happened the morning that I woke up was James Arthur released a song that was very moving and it moved me to tears. And I was like, great, I really could have done without that. So that was a bit shit. And then I had to get out of my bed. And if truth be told, this is far too much information, but let's just say it was not a great time of the month. Really did not. I was in my shadow. I did not want to be leaving. And yeah, and then it just went from bad to worse. You know what I mean? But again, the point of this is I then went into a dark hole thinking I'd been much worse than what I actually had. And then when I eventually got the courage to talk to literally one of my best friends, she was like, Claire, are you all right? Like, what the actual fuck? Like, and I'm not going to tell you something else, but that would be like, but basically, she basically proceeded to tell me, yeah, you were pretty much one of the worst ones. But then she told me other stories that made me feel all right. And basically, the point was that I was really quite cruel to myself. So I feel that that's really going to speak to people that you've possibly made a fucking arse of yourself at something like that, whether it's a wedding like me or a party or just a night out in general. Maybe you do it all the time because this is the shadow side of Scorpio. Who fucking knows? But the point is, at some point, you have to face what you like about yourself and what you don't like, and you have to make peace with it. And that's why they're getting me to publicly humiliate myself to make you lot feel better. But basically, that's a really long-winded way of saying that I think this is the birthday celebration. This is the live that I'm going to do now. And then if I turn up again on my birthday, I'll do it. That's highly unlikely. If I'm going to show up on my birthday, I'll show up before I go for lunch because I'm very disciplined. I've got Saturn and Scorpio, and I'm not mixing alcohol with doing this shit. I mean, that would kind of be funny if I was pissed and I came on and sat here and but no, because I'm always channeling, I'm not going to do that. That's why, like I said, at some point this year, I'd like to get back to just not drinking again at all. But which is most of the time. Because like I said, I went to a 40th the other week and I'd literally had like 4 drinks, like 2 in my house and then 2 there. That's no drink, you know what I mean? So if you didn't catch the gist of what I'm saying, right? Like, because again, if you're new to me, this is all the energy just running through. Oh yeah, so I haven't even published it. I filmed a video that was an hour long exactly, right? It was just over an hour and it was very Plutonian. It was very Scorpio full moon, which is a week today. It was, I mentioned the after films that I've mentioned a few times. There's a big one you haven't seen yet. It was 2 hours that I'm going to put on some form of the membership, either on here. I haven't even got around to doing that yet. but I'm gonna. It's not just one of these things where I'm gonna do it and it takes ages. Or I'll put it on Ko-fi and then I'll release it on here when I'm guided. But that was really intense. That it was very Scorpio, and I'm in those vibes tonight. And I mentioned 50 Shades of Grey because whenever it's a Scorpio moon, which it isn't right now, I just seem to be channeling that energy because I'm always like ahead of the collective. Um, I think it's a heads up. It's just about how intense this is going to be. Um, I feel there's going to be if you're not already doing this, I feel there's going to be a lot of like overcoming childhood trauma because this is one of the twin flame cards, and this is what blew my mind. I was using that deck, but when I finished the whole video, which I will, I'll publish it when I get off here, so you're not going to see it till tomorrow. But I might just publish it right away because I think it was fine. I might just do that brave thing because we're in the last days of Aries and just publish it before I watch it because that's been happening a lot recently where I feel it's too intense and really it's like I'm trying to protect a lot of your inner child, so I'm just like it feels like it needs more of a bit of shield around it or protection, but it's personal responsibility that you're going to know whether it resonates with you or not. And there's a lot of people that need these messages. So I'm just the mouthpiece to get this stuff to come out. But it's just so that you know like how sensitive I actually am. Like I'm aware that I can trigger people really like I trigger people a lot. I'm here to. But a lot of the time I don't mean to do it. They're doing it through me and it's to change your life for the better. But at first, it can be painful. Fuck, that's a real Scorpio full moon thing to say. And remember, if you're new to me, like my Pluto is 0 degrees Scorpio and it conjuncts my Scorpio rising. So I'm more Scorpio than most Scorpio sun signs, to be honest, but I'm an Aries. So, um, yeah, I'm brutal honesty. I'm just a big ball of brutal honesty. So if you don't like that, you're better leaving right now if you're new. So, but people tend to love it around here. But basically, the point is, after I finished that video, that was on the floor, and I instantly knew that that was a real strong message coming through from a collective of divine masculine. So it might not be you on this particular day, but I've had confirmation from things that people have commented or things that people have emailed today, and the main one being the session I've just come off of, right? And so I'm very grateful to the person that's letting me say this, although it is anonymous. And I always just say to the person, like, don't say anything that indicates you kind of thing. Um, and that's how protective and sensitive I am of people. Even if you're not, I am. Because sometimes that can often be a part of the trauma is you're like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's only me. And it's like, well, no, it actually does matter. And I care about your feelings. And if you don't want to sit seeing me talk about you, even though it's anonymous, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? And that's how much I really do care. I'm very Mother Mary energy. And so because even it's weird, like as I'm channeling this right now, like my eyes keep watering and I don't even really know why, but it's because I'm tapping into people that are in this energy. Like I feel there are a lot of you out there that you've been made to feel like you're wrong. People are gaslighting you, like you're imagining things or you're overreacting or blowing things up or all that kind, and it's not. It's like you're whoever I'm talking to here, and I feel it's a few people like, you are right. It's just you've not got anyone around you to back you up, and probably people that make you feel like you're crazy and gaslighting you. And so anyway, the point was after I finished that video, that was on the floor. And then, right, then the session that I went on to right after, because remember, I was meant to have the session and then do that, but it got swapped about and I was a bit late for her, which I understood. Um, that then was the issue. So the card that was on under the chair on the floor, the only one was I'm overcoming my childhood trauma, and that person was like, "Wow," like you know what I mean? Because that is the theme right now. And then I also pulled Phoenix Rising. Again, that's what I always say for Scorpio Moon, definitely Scorpio Full Moon. So as you feel like you're healing inner child wounds right now, or just trigger, things from the past that are coming up that you've pushed down. So it doesn't even need to be necessarily like that, you feel like something really bad happened to you in childhood. But again, this can even be things at school. So I'm just trying to keep it PC for people that it's a bit too close to the bone. We've all got something like that. I always share the same story about like a teacher in P1 basically told me to shut up. Like she didn't tell me to shut up, but she said my full name and she asked me to be quiet. I didn't fucking speak for like half my life until I found my voice when I started doing this shit. You know what I mean? And which is nearly 10 years now because I started Crystal Clear Visions. I think no, it's 9 years in this on the summer solstice. Yeah. So it's not quite 10 years, but you know what I mean? I was doing mystical work and all that before, but that took a lot for me to find my voice to do that, because again, you might think, oh, it's not a big deal, but it really affected me when I done a bit of shadow work myself and with other people. I got to the bottom of it, that was a limiting belief, that someone had told me to shut up, basically, that I really respected because I loved that teacher, and that was the problem. So you can see I'm talking about a teacher, but if this comes from a parent, that's going to be an even bigger issue for you. I help people with this all the time. But yeah, you're going to become like the phoenix rising, and you're going to rise above these difficult issues you've been going through, and then family and tribe. So again, this is what I'm saying, it's ancestral patterns. So if it's not direct family, it's like some kind of generational pattern. You're a generational curse breaker. That's what we all are. And there's a tiger there, that's the divine feminine energy. That's my specific divine feminine energy when I'm on here as well, which is why I've got the wolf and the tiger here, or whatever it mirrors. Oh, it mirrors, yeah. So, with all that being said, these are like I said, that was under the chair, the floor of truth, or the chair of truth, however you want to see it, gave that, resonated with my client or soul fan member. And then these cards came up for her too, and I just feel there for the collective too. So I'm going to shuffle them when I do the collective energy. And I'm going to now check on what you're saying with the comments, and I'm going to pin this. So yeah, oh no, I already pinned that. So, what's the Pluto? So it's the Pluto card is basically very Scorpio, like Plutonian. And so what I'm going to describe this is, if anyone wants a Scorpio full moon deep dive, I don't know what that is, but I'll just sit here for like 15 minutes minimum, probably longer, and pull you quite a few cards. We'll Google a spread and we'll do that for someone if anyone wants that. In fact, that's what I'll do for the collective. And then if somebody wants it, I'll do it. And like I said, if I'm up for doing it tomorrow, I'll come on again. But oh, my ex was gaslighting me. Right, I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm going to read further in a minute. Um, so this is what I mean. So thank you for sharing that. So Rolly, but that is like, I don't know if Rolly is a word, but that is an example. It doesn't need to be. It just so happens that with the person I was just helping on a session, unfortunately, it was her mum, and it's something that is ongoing, recurring, and this person has put boundaries up with her mum before, and it was actually really covert and quite manipulative, because it wasn't like outright. It was, yeah, basically it's guilt tripping, so that's a different that's a whole different kind of ball game as well. But this can happen with anyone. So, and if you're so used to it and you get it done all the time to you, and again, this can happen this can happen in friendship groups, like yeah, that always happens in friendship groups. There's somebody that has a whole shitload of control, and then everyone just follows that person, like and they're too scared to speak up to them. I think we've all seen examples of that in childhood or in adulthood, um, and um. Yeah, but there you go. So that's not, that's somebody else saying that that's like an ex. So this could be coming from an ex too. Um, so very cleansing, although it was very rainy and windy here yesterday, which was quite intense rather than enjoyable. Thought my shopping was going to blow out my trolley. Yeah, it's quite weird. It's like I was just saying that to the person I was helping earlier, that, sometimes on my birthday it's like a bit of an Indian summer kind of, I think you call it, you know what I mean? Like it's quite warm and you can be walking about with a t-shirt. And by the way, it takes me a lot to wear a t-shirt. If I'm not wearing a jacket, or I'm not even holding a jacket, that's serious shit. Because I'm always like, you just never know. Especially living in Scotland, it's like, that's risky. But actually, this week's really pretty cold, and I'm quite glad, because I've got, this is one of my new jumpers, but I've got another new red jumper that I'm going to wear. That I'm going to wear on my birthday for my wee lunch. But yes, do you think people knowingly gaslight, or some just do it out of trauma? Not making an excuse, just genuinely curious from a fairy point of view. No, it's a good question. And yeah, like the thing is, some know, some do know what they're doing, and they do know that, like, on some level, they know that you're right, but they're just wanting to control the situation and get one up on you. So in that way, but I do feel like that's quite a hazy question, because like for instance, with who I was just helping there, like I've got, obviously I don't know the mum, but like I have just got a sense of that it's like that person, yeah, will have a lot of their own trauma, and like they're dumping it on everyone around them. So it's like, and this is why I'm saying, like, this literally, I'm trying to be as PC as I can about it in public, but quite everybody's going to have experienced this in some way, shape, or form, because not everybody actually goes to get counselling or therapy, which always leads me on to that rant, but it's true. It's like, the one thing you learn training as a counsellor is how fucked up everyone is around you and you. Because it's like no, because people are just like shutting down and running away into like their trauma to get on with everyday life. You know what I mean? It's like I can remember something traumatic that happened in my life, that affected a few people. Again, just not just generalizing here, but I remember, extended family member saying to me, it's just self-preservation or something, to just get on with where you're at. Whereas I'm not really like that when traumatic things have happened in my life. And actually, I won't go too close to the bone here, but specifically, like, 10 years ago this year, several traumatic things happened in my several traumatic deaths happened in my life, and there was actually so many that happened, family, and other people in my like friends that it was like I froze and I didn't know what one to deal with first, so I just sort of dealt with the order that was coming at me, and it was all yeah. So I won't kind of go to again. I've healed my trauma around that, but it's all it's always going to be yeah, you could always sort of dig back into it. So we won't go to, and hello, Michelle. Hello, I'm so glad to see you as well. So it's very spontaneous, me being Leo Moon. My throat chakra's going there again. So I really do feel that could tap into for other people, these time frames. 2014 was definitely one of the worst years of my life. But then so was 2016, so was 2011, so was 2012. You know what I mean? Like these are the big ones that stick out to me. And actually, last year, 2023 can go in the bin, basically, as far as I'm concerned. The thing that got me through last year was you guys, if truth be told. You guys and my family and my best friends. And so, and the love of my twin flame around me. But I would much rather have that in the physical. But moving on, but that is what this channel's about. So, and my loved ones and guides and spirit and ancestors. It feels like I'm fucking making a speech here. But yeah, basically that was a long-winded way of saying that, yeah. Like, I do think some people do it, they don't even realize, and that's why it can get really complicated. Like, definitely some people's older parents, like the older generations, um, yeah, they can totally gaslight you. It's like things like when people are kind of like saying, oh, but that happened a few years ago, so, just forget it and move on. People say it being nice, do you know what I mean? But it's actually not, because if that's something that hurt you and you're still in the raw emotion of it, whether it happened 6 months ago, 3 years ago, a year and a half ago, it does matter. So what matters is if you've not got anyone around you that can acknowledge that, well, hopefully I can acknowledge that right now with what I'm saying and being the mouthpiece for God speaking through me kind of thing, and your guides and angels and ancestors and stuff. But it is important that you do find someone, and that is why therapy, and by the way, this isn't meant to be plugging the therapy, but I feel like they are doing it for me right now. It's like, whether it be with me or anyone, like, because actually, shit, now I'm thinking about it, there was someone I spoke to a few days ago as well that was in my personal life, but they do, hello, Antoinette, how are you doing? But you're up late, you're in Glasgow, aren't you? It's the same thing. It was like somebody that's in my personal life, but again, I catch up with now and again, but they would actually deal with that too, like childhood trauma stuff. And it was actually that I'm just thinking about it, I'm just connecting dots. It was the same theme about just somebody not acknowledging your pain. And that's difficult if you've had that a lot of people just not acknowledging what's painful for you. It's painful. There's no other thing, there's no other way to put it. But yeah, the long-winded answer there, Lexi, is yeah, people can absolutely do it and they're not aware of it. It's a blind spot. But this is why I'm saying, like, this is such a loaded question, and it's why, I go near it. I go near it in Scorpio season, and I go near it quite a lot, really, more than most. And I could definitely go near it when we're edging near a Scorpio full moon, because that's what it's about. It's about the shadow, and it's about the fact that a lot of people are coming from their shadows or operating from their shadows, or just shitting all over people because they're not willing to face their own stuff, basically, you know. But usually when people are doing that, it's because other people around them are doing it too, and it becomes normal. So you know what I mean? It's just it's a karmic cycle. There we go. That's why it's a good example that not everybody's karmic energies are romantic. Although usually people do have karmic romantic energies too, because they've been used to having karmic energies and family around them or friends. Some people are literally surrounded by karmic energies. That's the best way to put it. The barista is giving me free cakes. He wants me to come in to see him tomorrow, bit wary, trying to protect myself from any harm. Antoinette, you live in Glasgow, don't you? It's 12:30 at night. Are you meaning right now? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Tell us a bit more. Right, so where are we going with this? I'm going to do the free cards first because, this is just, it's opening up a Pandora's box. So, but we'll just see where this goes. We are here for you, Mama Claire. Thank you. Right, so, and like the video if you haven't liked it already. Right now it's only saying there's one like, but that might be lying to me. So, oh yeah, so if I didn't describe, so the paid options, right, are if you want if you want me to do a deeper dive, then that's the £25 one. If you want a Pluto card, wait a minute, what have I wrote here? Oh yeah, if you want a Pluto card for your feminine and your masculine energy, so that is your inner feminine masculine energy. But low key, it does mean it's your feminine and masculine, whoever that is in your connection. And or the thank you, Charlotte. Thank you very much. You went for the biggie. We don't even know what the biggie is, so now I'm going to have to find one on Google. But the £5 one is one of these Pluto cards because I'm going to do these for free anyway, and I will also pull. So that must be someone's actually. So somebody's got the bear, so that could be your power animal, protective mama bear energy, and procrastination. So somebody's wound could be procrastination, and you need to call on your bear to help you with that, just because I've picked them up. So that's what it is. So, but if you don't want to get the paid options, I'm going to do you a free one of these. So let's do Lexi just now, and then if you don't mind, oh wait a minute, but Charlotte is late, and you've just. I think he likes me, but I'm going through a lot of situations just now and a bit drained, can't be bothered giving any effort. Listen, we've all been there, Antoinette. We've all been there. Maybe it's just not the right time. We'll dive into that in a minute. Cleaning out my bathroom drawers while chicken cooks and found a bunch of evil eye bracelets. Right, I'm going to do Lexi's card first, and then I'm going to do I'm going to do Charlotte because it is very late here, right? So I'm just going to do Lexi's card and then we'll get on with the free ones. So, right. What have we got for Lexi right now? What would be the most helpful for her to know? We've got the turkey. So, the turkey card. Now, these are quite deep and intense. Some of them are going to be more than others. I only got it I just opened up at the devil, by the way. So, look out for, distractions and, the devil energy kind of toxic energy. Yeah, basically that's what I've been fucking talking about, isn't it? So right, the turkey, but I literally just got these today and they came in very handy for that session. So that was my birthday present myself. So turkey, where is it? 47. So 47 could be significant for some reason. The thing is though, right, fuck's sake, this is really annoying. Like, it's got the number, but it's not got the page number. 47 is not. It's the number. So what comes before it? Crow. That does not help us in this situation. This is where when I'm doing the fucking video, I can pause it. Wait a minute, I just need to calm down. This is symbolic of you guys, right? I'll just bat the ball, but it's like, just calm down, So they make me stop at devil because I put, wait a minute, addiction, abuse, aggression, control. Again, shadow side of Scorpio energy. Just like a few others in the deck, the devil is a special card representing more mythical creature or concept. Should the devil card appear in a reading, there's something sinister at play that requires total ruthless honesty on your end. Lexi's got no problem with that. This card, a bit like me, that kind of energy. This card is like, we're both Aries, by the way. This card is a call to get real about the patterns. Hello, TT. Yes, you might have a wait though, because I've got to do one of the paid ones first. This in the way is, wait a minute. This card is a call to get real about the patterns, behaviours, or cycles you're perpetuating that are unhealthy. This, in a way, is very essence of shadow work. By byproduct of life, each of us inevitably has at least a few ways in which we tend to self-sabotage. I think they just want me to read this card for everyone, because this is a very Scorpio full moon card. So I'm just going to read this and then I'll do Lexi's. This is the moment to name them. Is it an addiction, abuse, codependency, something else? Are you engaging in or perpetuating this pattern now? This is because this is the brilliant stuff to look at Scorpio full moon. And it's like I'm giving you a week's heads up, but this is what I help people with all the time because of where my Pluto is. It's like everyone's dark secrets, you know what I mean? That's why I like that scene in Meet Joe Black where the guy's like, true love is basically when somebody knows the worst thing about you and they still love you. Um, this card isn't a poke at guilt or shame, nor to trigger any traumas. It is, however, a calling out. And this, by the way, this came up, I read this on the shorts for the full moon. It's highly probable that you're already aware of these behaviours and know that they don't serve you, even if there's a comfort in familiarity. And that's why I said that about, you know, when I got really pissed that night, that was like a form of self sabotage, self-soothing, self-medicating, they call it. You know, when you know that you shouldn't, but you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna get pissed, and it just didn't end well. Continuing to sabotage yourself only holds yourself back from your truest potential. It may feel scary to let it go, but it's time to change the narrative. What is the first step? Name it, write it down, take it. Power and control aren't always a bad thing. As humans, we often seek these things out after our power and control has been taken from us. Yeah, so again, this is really deep shit, but this is like a lot of the time very controlling, vigilant, hyper vigilant energy comes from people that have been controlling around you, and you're asserting your control back with others that usually it's in the wrong place, you know, it's all kind of misplaced. And or you try to control yourself too much, like you can't lose control in a situation. There's some situations that you'd only be hurting yourself. But because Scorpio is sex as well, by the way, if you didn't get that joke. You've got to let it go, you know what I mean? You've got to have a good time in Tantra. But also that's not the goal. But that's could my tantric guides be back off just now. Pluto and Scorpio are both energies in astrology that deal with the matters of addiction, abuse, power, and control. I'd add on sex to that. So does Saturn. In evolutionary astrology, we look at all three energies in the chart to unpack long-standing trauma, karma we're reaping. Again, I can look at that in a chart if you're interested. We're unfortunately circle back to these same themes time and time again, learning something new. When channeled correctly, many of these unhealthy tendencies can transform into an unbreakable will and incredible power. How can you redirect this energy to better serve you? That's what I do. Pluto and Scorpio in the 12th house, you could literally be your undoing. And I was for a while when I just was going out every weekend, getting pushed and just doing whatever the people around me were doing because I just didn't want to follow my calling and be standing, you know, well, I'm not standing. Maybe I will be standing on a stage or something doing this, but I don't have plans to do that. This is my stage. You know, I just didn't want to be sitting bearing my soul on YouTube. And I knew for many, many years before doing this that that's where I was meant to be, by the way. That's why I'd put a video up, not do it, you know what I mean? It's just, we know already what we need to do. Right, now I'm going to go to your card when I can fucking find it, Lexi. Turkey, there it is, thank you. So, primal instinct, staying wild and free. There we go. Lexi's an Aries too. Aries sun and moon, I might add. There is a pronounced difference between a domesticated turkey and a wild one. Domesticated turkeys are notoriously dumb and homogeneous. I can't say that word. While their wild counterparts are much more cunning. The juxtaposition, I can't say that either, highlights the benefits of staying wild and free on multiple levels, which is also reflected in the darker, more detailed plumage on turkeys found in the wild. If turkey energy is present, you're being called to find the value in your own wild and free spirit. Also, because you're Aquarius rising, that is just totally you. As we move through life, we are confronted with many different messages about the way we're supposed to be. It's very possible that we've been given conflicting messages from different people. That's kind of connected to what I was saying about people around us. However, it's important to recognise that people love to project. Again, that's a shadow thing to do with Scorpio full moon. We all do it from time to time, but others' expectations of us really are about them and have nothing to do with us at the root. It's kind of like, right, it has to be set on the twin flame journey. If somebody makes you feel like you're nothing or they're ghosting you or you don't matter, a lot of the time it's not, that's not even the case. But you've got to be careful. If you're not on the twin flame journey, I wouldn't ignore, well, kind of ignore it. You've got to take this on a case by case, but from helping people with this for the past 10 years, it's not quite the same as if you're like in some kind of toxic cycle with like in love in general and it's not your twin flame. Like and even like I say all the time, you have to be careful with your twin flame too, because you can be in a karmic cycle, your twin flame. And so you have to be careful about that too, that you're not accepting treatment that isn't fair to you and fair to them. You know, that's why a lot of true twin flames are kept apart for many years. Oh, and actually I feel like they're oh night, yeah, that's fine, Antoinette, because this could be a while. Yeah, I addressed this on a video, but I don't know if that's going in the membership. Over the years, I do catch people saying things like this. Like I caught it last year, I caught it again more recently. Like when people pass comment on twin flames that have been in a cycle for like 10 years or more about, and kind of insinuate that that you've not got the memo and you're not doing it right or something. And it's always people that haven't, so I'm not kind of, again, keeping it anonymous, but this is, the Scorpio full moon is about the shadow. So I'm just sort of saying this generalizing, but I'm just kind of, back, sticking up really for the people that have been on this journey a long time because it's fucking hard. And we basically we got the hardest journeys to sign up to awaken the collective and, generate all this sexual tension and energy, and which creates healing energy and the love of when you talk, and even if it's just talking to get closure and close the book on something and both feel better about something and whatever, but usually it's like do that and you move forward together. That is a really hard journey that many of us have signed up to. And what I don't really like is when I see people sort of, because I saw it a couple of times last year and I saw it more recently, where people kind of say it like it's like, like you said, like you're doing something wrong. It's not. Some of us have been destined to be apart for a specific period of time because of the energy that it generates. And that's like what I'm saying, like that's a really fucking hard thing to sign up to. So it does trigger me, it gets my back up that I'm like, and like I said, it's always people that, may be really amazing at what they do. Anybody that I've seen that's done this recently or like years ago, it's always people that are actually amazing at what they do. But it's coming from a place of its lack of experience. Like I just have to sort of call it out. It's like people that haven't been on the journey for very long. And it's kind of like they're speaking from something that they've not got personal experience in. And it's like, and I have got personal experience of being a true twin flame, being a true twin flame teacher. That's why it's got master teacher in my info bit. And it's like that gets mirrored back to me when I've got personal readings of people saying, like, wow, you really are a true twin flame. That really is your true twin flame. And you've been through hell and you get a lot of karmic shit coming at you. Do you know what I mean? It's and psychic attack and everything. So I'm just sort of saying, like, don't assume. Because I saw somebody last year, again, all amazing people, but I saw somebody last year making a comment as well. And it was a shame because I was actually watching their live and I just fucking clicked off because I thought that's pissed me off. But again, it's still, it's like, still wishing the person well, and actually they are doing really well, but it's kind of like it was a comment about, oh yeah, if someone's saying they've been on the twin flame journey for like 10, 15 years, you just know that they're repeating karmic cycles. Insinuating that like that's a divine feminine that chases after their masculine all the time and is letting them get away. It's kind of like it's not always like that. Not all feminines chase after their masculine, and the ones that I know that have actually done it for a good reason. And or done it from a place of love, like when I've mentioned before about even though you're going to get totally pied, ghosted, ignored, you say happy birthday because you feel like that person is going to benefit from it. It's not coming from ego. It's actually very brave to reach out to somebody when you know you're going to be ignored. And now a lot of divine masculines are in that position where they're scared to reach out to the divine feminine in case they get rejected because they've rejected their feminine again and again and again. But you know what I mean? It's if you've got to be really strong to not take that personally. So wow, that's really deep and strong coming through, but it came through. So I kind of felt it was going to come through in a live because I'd done it on a video and I thought I don't want to put that out, but it's just come out. So but it's meant with love. But I'm just sort of saying that. So as we move through life, we're confronted with many different messages about the way we're supposed to be. It's very possible that we've been given conflicting messages. You must have need to hear that bit again because I've just said it again. We all do it from time to time. This card is an invitation to get back in touch with your true essence, the wild spirit that you possess inside that only wants to be free. Who 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 are you without the weight and projections of society, other people, your family and friends? Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Give yourself permission to just be and know that you're good enough just as you are. That is a perfect message for you, Lexi, because that is definitely everything in what I've been talking about on this. And everybody needed to hear that. I don't know who it is, but I know that some people needed to hear that. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with you. It actually reminds me of the scene in the scene at the end of Love and Other Drugs, because I just watched that at the weekend, that everyone's been telling him that he's no good, and then when he meets her and falls in love, she's the first one that saw his potential. So somebody might need to watch that. We can be whoever we want to be in any given moment. It's actually the same in 50 Shades of Grey, and it's the same in the after films. Yes, there's a theme here. I feel that's the case with all twin flames. It's just some people have got a bit darker. We can be whoever we want to be in any moment, and indeed there are many hats that we must wear to successfully navigate difficult situations. However, at the base of all these versions of you is just you, and this person has carried you through every trial, tribulation, and victory. Celebrate that person, Lexi, because this is your one. Everyone, though. Show compassion to that person. Invite them to come forward and show up in whatever way feels the most natural. And I'd also add, show love to that inner child of yours, because that's been coming up for the collective. See what I mean? Fucking intense cards. Right, so now I need to turn that off that here because it's too hot. And we need to, Charlotte, you still awake? Stay awake. I need to find a spread. So wait a minute, my skirts went right up my ass. So I need to, I've got tights on, but yeah, I need to turn that off. And I need to make sure the window's open. The window is open, right? So this time I remembered to put my hand over my belly, but feels like it's going down. It's not, guys. I'm not losing any weight, but it's right. So here, did I just? Fuck's sake, that looked like just as well I've got tights on. If I didn't have tights on, it looked like I would have flashed my pants. Anyway, never mind. That was quite funny. I'll need to look on the way back, but this really is channeling a Scorpio full moon. That's hilarious. Oh dear, sorry. Is that too far? Is that too far a joke? Right, so let's Google. Let's put in Scorpio full moon spread, just because it's quite good when I've got a bit of a structure there. So Scorpio, I'm flying by the seat of my pants, no pun intended there. Scorpio full moon tarot spread. Let's see what comes up. Images. What's this one? Secrets to be revealed, where to journey deeper, how to live your passion, and how and where to focus your potent magic. I don't know if I would say that was very Scorpio. So there's that one, Charlotte. Or I'll not scroll too far, I'll forget which one you like. What's this one? Deeper meaning. Where in life do I need to look deep and find deeper meaning? Celebration. What recent growth and transformation should I be celebrating? Free is where do I need more growth and transformation? That sounds like the same question. Truth. Where in life am I not living to my authenticity and truth? Surrender. What do I need to surrender on this full moon to make way for deeper transformation? I think I like that one a little bit better, but just let me know if any of these are calling to you. I don't know how you're going to indicate what one like, but let's just read this one. What emotions? Oh, wait a minute, this one might be better. What emotions are rising to the surface? How this relates to the transformation I'm going through. Oh yeah, I like this one. What boundaries do I need to better attend to, and what I can use this? How can I use this information to heal? Right, I don't know about you, but I quite like that one. But you pick what one. 1, 2, or 3. And if you can't remember, just ask your guides. Just ask Spirit. Right, let's just scroll back and see what people were saying there. So if you've just arrived, right, I can pull you a free card, but we have to wait until after I've done Charlotte. So you might be waiting a wee while. But I will pull you a free card if you're still here. So but Antoinette, if you're still here or you watch this later, definitely do protect yourself, because at a Scorpio full moon, dark shit can happen. Like I've always said, I liked free too, so we'll go with that. You know, Scorpio full moon, if you're with your twin flame, really if you're just in if you're having fun in any kind of love relationship, or even if it's just sex-based relationship, it's going to be a good time. I'm not going to lie to you, right? You're going to have fun. Keep it safe and all that jazz, you do you. But, and also, that's actually kind of relevant when I was mentioning 50 Shades of Grey. I like 50 Shades of Grey for the love story. I just have to fucking make that be known, by the way. But the intensity of the connection and everything too, because I am, Scorpio rising, Pluto conjunct. If you know, you know. Pluto conjunct Scorpio rising is just really intense. That's why not everyone can handle me as a healer, but me in general, because I'm just so fucking honest. So if you don't want an honest answer, don't come to me. Do you know what I mean? And if you don't want to know the dark truth about people around you that are not really your friends, or that have got, just don't come to me. You know what I mean? That's what I pick up on. I don't like either. That's what I do. And it always turns out to be right. Sometimes people in my personal life don't even listen to me, and it always turns out to be right. Especially whenever it comes to guys and that, I'm literally always right about that shit because there's no me, it's God talking through me. But sometimes people just want to make mistakes. Guy, girl, doesn't really matter. Sometimes we just want to make mistakes. Um, live on the karmic path for a while. So I'm obviously channeling some folk there. Right, feels like a lifetime I've been away. All right, user chatting to each other. I just seem to attract weirdos. Yeah, well, like I'm saying, be careful, everyone out there. It's Mercury retrograde, but also this one can be good for sorting out conflict because it's in Aries. I really do feel if you're willing to just bear all and get to the truth of things, and also because of the Scorpio full moon, if you're just able to just get it all out and know the ugly truth, the good, the bad, the ugly, the amazing, you're starting on a good start. If things start off on shaky foundations with dark secrets and people not sharing the whole truth, that's doomed. Um, right, so I caught up with that. Right, okay, so let's do number 3 then, because that's the one that's on here. So this is for Charlotte. What emotions are rising to the surface? So first of all, there they are. They're a really nice colour actually. First of all, I'm going to pull you your free card, right? So I could pull this at the end actually, and this could be that I'm going to pull it now. So what is just the overall theme that Charlotte needs to hear about? Something in her life that's either going to relate to the rest of the cards or not. So what is something, God, it's already 10 to 1. What is something that Charlotte needs to hear about? Gazelle. Oh, interesting. So we've got Gazelle. So let's see what this is about, the overall energy. So if you're new to me, what's going to happen here is this card is going to scarily speak to some people watching as well, not just Charlotte. So listen up. Gazelle, 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 Gazelle. Where are you, Gazelle? 84. Oh, 84. So 1984 could be significant. Yeah, could be significant, turning 40. Oh my God, that is relevant because Charlotte turned 40 last month. See that? How clever is that? That's amazing. Right, so, oh, and it is the page number. All right, okay, that makes sense. So look at what I was thinking. It was like that wasn't the page number, but it turns out it is. So there might be something specifically here, Charlotte, or anyone listening here, that you were getting a bit mixed up about. Like you thought something was one way and actually it's another way. That's how I'm getting that because I was thinking, why is the number not the page number? And it actually is the page number. And it's something else happened like that to me today. Oh, that's what it was. I thought I didn't talk about it on the recorded video, but I know this is recorded too, you know what I mean? Because it's live, that's what I mean. The Amazon guy he gave me one of the things that I'd ordered, and these two decks were the other things, right? And I knew they were all coming together, and it was kind of like, I mean, is there nothing else? And he was like, and that could be symbolic of things too, like, maybe something just comes out of the blue or something, but it was like, and he was like, no, and and I was like, he said, oh, I've maybe left it in the van. But he was holding a parcel, and I was like, because I'm so excited, I was like, my cards are in his hand. But it was like, I knew he was going to work it out for himself. So, it's a bit shallow. I live 4 flights up, right? So, but I had a sense he was going to realise like a few steps down. And the next minute, I shut the door, and then he knocked the door, and he was like, it was in my hand the whole time. And I was like, oh, I said, I kind of knew that, but I was just waiting for you to figure out yourself. So I kind of knew when I said it that it was going to have meaning for when I was doing something like this. And there you go. So there could be something in your life or anyone's life that you knew something, but you're waiting for somebody else to figure out for themselves. And that's, like I said, that's a good friend, that's a good lover, that's a good family member, that's a good healer, that's a good therapist, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. It's always going to be better if the person works out for themselves. But there could be something that's really obvious to you because, like I said, the guy was looking for the parcel and it was in his hand the whole time. So the answer could have been right in front of you the whole time, Charlotte. You might know what that means now, or you might know what it means later. But the gazelle is separation, walking away, and endings. Wow, that's powerful. That's overall energy because the Scorpio full moon is about that. It's about endings. Scorpio is the death card, and we all know that after an ending comes a new beginning. So The arrival of this card may not be a welcome sight, my friend. I did say these cards were deep, but its meaning cannot afford to be minced. Whenever gazelle energy is present, these are going to be my new favorite cards because I don't mince my words either. It's time to walk and maybe even run away, be it from a belief, a situation, or possibly even a person. Now, this might be about what you'd already said a wee bit earlier, but just not accepting, that kind of treatment from people. So if it's not, if it's something that you have to converse with because you've got children with them, or it's like it's about just having healthy boundaries and not letting, because they're now showing me like clairvoyant. They're talking to me clairaudiently and showing me clairvoyant situations where I've supported people with situations like this where it's well, it's actually kind of linked to what I was saying about that like I've been around situations where people really do take abuse from an ex that you've got a child with, and you don't need to, but it's like they know how to push your buttons because they've been so close to you at one point and they know your weak spots, which, a lot of our weaknesses are a beautiful vulnerability. But basically, it's when it kind of reminds me, unfortunately, now I'm being flashed up personal things in my life where people have thrown stuff back at me. And by the way, I don't know about you, but I always mark somebody's card. If I tell somebody something personal about my life, that it's like a secret or something, and then they use it against me in some kind of argument or something. Mark somebody's card when they do that. But side note as well, that can also come when somebody's, hurt people hurt people. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's like it could be something like that. It's like somebody throws something back at you that they know is like something that's really vulnerable and it's nasty. There's no other way to put it. It's a fucking nasty thing to do. Because like, can you just take that away now? Because they're flooding me with things like that, where it's like somebody different scenarios. And it's all through drink actually, when somebody's actually said something to me that knew it was going to hurt, and it was because they couldn't think of any more intelligent to say in the moment. And believe me, those people got a piece of my fucking mind when they done that, or I didn't talk to them very well. So it's like until you're sober. Because if you do that to people, like, and I do feel the need to say this, so when I start telling these wee stories, it's because I'm going to be, whatever situation I'm describing, or if I'm describing a person, it's because it's going to be linked to somebody that's done this to you, or sometimes it can be how you've behaved. But all the scenarios I'm being shown here is when somebody has lashed out through drink, actually, and then I'm like, wow, they're going to regret that later because I didn't deserve that and I don't stoop that low. So it might not be through drink, but I think it is because they're pulling me up to my best pal's already giving me my birthday card. It's got Little Miss 40. And remember, you are 40, as if you could forget. I'm not yet though, Charlotte, a couple more days. But I want to be. That's the difference. I'm like, get me there. The wee person on the card's holding a bottle and a glass. So I think this could be something like that, either a past memory or something. So we won't go too deep with this, but it's basically, yeah, it's about something to do with hurt people hurt people. So if someone's treating you a certain way, it's because somebody's treated them like that. That's what I'm getting from that. Yeah, it's difficult, and it's also like not getting an apology too. Although some of the situations I'm thinking of, I actually did get an apology. Like people did know that they'd done wrong, but again, it's something you're not going to forget when somebody does that. Because people, obviously I'm really open, like we're on YouTube for fuck's sake, like I'm really open, but I am very secretive as well, and I'm a high priestess, and it's kind of like, um yeah, I don't take kindly to that. If I tell somebody something private, and it's, yeah. As difficult as it may feel, consider the grace of a gazelle exudes as it flees the scene with great speed and alacrity. I don't know what that is. It's ALACRITY if somebody wants to Google it. Maybe it's like grace or something. Exudes confidence in its ability to bring itself somewhere new. This is the wisdom in this energy for you too. Yeah, so it's like taking yourself away from an old karmic cycle and putting up boundaries. And it's something around like, this stops now. So I feel it's, yeah, that's what happened last week. Wasn't getting what he wanted, and I'm disappointed as I know things have to be different yet. So I feel, unfortunately, in that situation, I did feel they were talking about that. So it's like I feel you're going to, it's something like it feels like some kind of tighter boundary around, like, just basically reinforce. This is really interesting. This is what I mean. This is actually what I had to say to the person earlier, but that was actually about their mum. and it was mum and it was siblings as well. It's kind of like basically you don't get to talk to me like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and so maybe it's something about just kind of saying, like, look, we might share children together, but you don't get to tell me what to do in my life. Like, I feel there's a lot of people that need to do that. So maybe you've already done it, or so because I don't know what it was about, and we won't go too deep in it. But should you choose to ignore this card, it's likely that things will get progressively worse. Fuck. So there's a huge. This is obviously meant to be Charlotte, even if it's just for you, but it's not just for you. Trust me. It's also likely that a part of you already knows whatever this card is pointing to isn't serving you anymore. Release fear, recognize that the universe is quite fond of a vacuum, and as soon as the space, wait a minute, as soon as the space the situation was taken up is cleared out, something bigger and better will come and take its place. Now, obviously, it's like if that isn't literally talking about your ex, you've already like sorted that, like he is your ex, but it's kind of like yeah, well, you're going to know because we don't know what he was gaslighting you about. But it's definitely yeah. It's because they're showing me again. They are showing me significant situations, which is really quite upsetting. Like some of the things they're showing me, it is when I've helped people and they've actually had to like show me, or when it's on Zoom or that, tell me texts that have been sent to them. If truth be told, I was actually doing that with someone earlier, where the messages that the mum was sending were so manipulative and gaslighting and making the person feel wrong. And I basically had to reassure them, like, you're not wrong. And again, I don't just always take that. I'm very fair. Like, you know what I mean? I work with Lady Portia and Saint Germain energy. So it's like legal justice, but it's also karmic. It's mostly karmic justice. But I do help people get in divorces, custody cases, all this kind of stuff as well. Anything that's just injustice. Because Scorpio rises about that too. But it's basic. That's what that karmic journey is about. That I've done a couple of years ago. That people, that actually helps people get off drugs. It helps people get out of really dark, toxic situations. So if you're new to me, you're watching this, and you're in that situation, give it a try. Give that journey a try. I'm looking fierce. I'm in a black jumper that I've never been able to find to that. I mean, it really annoys me. It's a bit like this. It's like I still remember it's got a bit around here, and it's got a bit. She's either got a bit out here at the, or you know what I mean. So this is similar as I could find. But so there might be something about something coming back around because I've not been able to find a jumper like that since, and this is the one that I found that's like it. So I don't know. I don't know. Getting something back that you once loved, but in a better way. That's so funny. That could literally be like if you were in a karmic cycle with someone and then they're coming back and like a new and improved energy. Like so. Anyway, but that's not about your ex, Charlotte. So don't think that. But I know you don't think that. But if change is something you resist, or maybe even downright fear, now would be an excellent time to explore why. Often this fear is linked to one's definition of safety, stability, and comfort. Trying to find the balance between the necessary growth that only comes from pushing ourselves outside our comfort zone and the need to feel safe can be an arduous task. However, as we grow, change, and evolve, and I need to quiet the fucking down. It's 1 a.m. and I'm shouting. So do our comfort zones. Consider the changes in your life that felt scary at first, but which you now are grateful for. Then consider that this moment could be one of the catalysts too. See how I just told myself to be quiet there? That is linked to you as well. It's where you might have felt like you had to like dull your sparkle or quiet your voice or not speak up so much. That's got something to do with that just happened there. But I do need to be a bit quieter. Um you don't though. That's the difference. I practically do. You don't. You keep getting louder. You keep using your voice. Everyone out there. Because you're not doing anything wrong. You're standing up for yourself. Because that's what gaslighting is all about. When somebody makes you feel like you're overreacting, and I'm being shown loads of situations in my own fucking life where that's happened. I'd like them to take it away now. Yeah, the thing that they keep showing me and they're not taking away is like scenarios where it's like someone's ex is like hounding them with like texts or WhatsApps, like basically like to the point where somebody goes into a freeze state. So that's really quite horrible. So I don't know who that's happening to, but that's when you do need to say to somebody like, look, cut it out for now, leave me alone. And if somebody doesn't leave you alone, you've got to put up a boundary. That's when if needs be, you've got to use a block button or something, or change your number if it's really that's quite apt because I'm changing my number today. It's now Wednesday. I have to do it because I'd meant to do it before now, and I haven't got around it. I need to do it. So it's like I need to cut my hair too. I need to change my number and cut my hair. It might change my name. I'm joking. Joking. Just about the last bit. I'm doing the other things. So, eagle. So the eagle, for some reason, the eagle has just left out. So we'll put that there and read it again if it comes out. So that was the overall message. So let's get in, or we're going to be fucking sitting here all night. So wait a minute. Rose tinted glasses. Me wants an awesome co-parent relationship. It's not going to be like that. Thanks for reaffirming the boundaries and people like, oh, that's really sad, Charlotte, because I want that for you too. I want that for everyone that's in that situation. But yeah, sometimes it is a bit of a fairy tale that might never come true for some people. But I always hold hope for miracles, right? And miracles, low battery, your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into your power outlet. I think the fuck not. I always think that's a bit of an extra meaning for some people. So I'm going to put the plug in. Maybe you need to pull the plug in a situation where you're allowing somebody to have too much say in your life. And you could be freezing due to being used to being controlled in some sort of way. Right, so that's for everyone, by the way. Right, so wait a minute. Fuck's sake, the way I keep doing that in my leg, man, it's like it's fine. It's not. I've got tights on, but fuck me. Look at these sock slippers things I've got. I'm pure sweating. I need to take them off. Nah, I can't because then my feet might go in. But it's like they're fucking huge. Like they've got big furry bits in them. It's not that cold. Anyway, moving on. Right, so let's find the other phone. So, um, that's not mine because I just block them. Yeah, but Charlotte, I'm glad you're saying that because, like I said, I've helped people where they haven't and they've completely froze, and it makes me sad. You know what I mean? That some people will just take that, and it's quite interesting. Look what they just led me to Peppa. They'll take it for the kids. Okay, it's got fucking hair stuck to it, but anyway. So, what emotions are rising to the surface? Right. So this is where we're going to get deep, guys. Scorpio full moon. We're always going to get deep. So you're making my feet sweat. I know. I'm taking these off, Michelle. They're fucking ridiculous, man. They're cozy. Wait, look at that. They're giant. They look like guys, don't they? I was like considering. I was like, should I just give them my dad? Because he's the only fucking man around here. But anyway, so it actually my dad doesn't come here. It's too exhausting to climb the stairs. But he sometimes does when he's picking up my nieces. Sometimes he'll come. But yeah, they're pretty cozy. But we need to take this shit off because this is like it's keeping the heat in. Oh, that's better. I can breathe. You see, that's gonna. I'm channeling the energy, something else. Like just take it off. Take that person out of the equation. Put the boundaries just for a bit. Sometimes you just need to create boundaries with people for a bit and then reintroduce them into your life. So, right, cracking up. Those are gigantic. Yeah, they are gigantic. They are. I saw them the other day when I was decluttering. I totally forgot about them. You know, when you buy stuff and you leave it in the back. I was like, oh shit. So, right. So, what emotions are rising to the surface for Charlotte right now? Anger, I'd imagine, by recognizing that treatment. But let's see. Courage. Fucking hell, yeah, spot on as well, isn't it? Like you're being guided to speak up to him, like, and again, because you actually said who it was, but it's anywhere where that comes up, anywhere where somebody is gaslighting you and making you feel like you're wrong in the situation when you know that you're right. Let's face it, there are some situations in life where we will be wrong. And hopefully you've got loving people around you that are going to lovingly tell you that you're wrong, right? Usually an Aries. And if you're really lucky, you've got me around you, an Aries with a Scorpio rising. But it's like my granddad says, I'm not often wrong, but I'm right again. Like my granddad always used to say that. So sometimes I hear him in spirit saying that. But it's kind of like, the one thing I sometimes hear, I've heard other astrologers saying that over the years, that it's like, Aries can never admit when they're wrong. It's not true. Not all Aries are like that. Like my Aries energy is in the house of Virgo, and Virgo's about healing, health, well-being, being polite and humble. It's like they're like, if I really didn't give a fuck, if my Aries was in like the first house or something, I'd be like, who gives a fuck? I'm going to do what I want and I'm going to shout really loud. But I'm not. Like I'm more kind of like, considerate, like very kind of Virgo about, stuff like that. I was good. Yeah, I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway, they were just talking to me about something that's quite fun. Believe me, that's kind of been annoying in certain situations too. But anyway, so it's when we're always, bothered about the neighbours too much, that can take a bit of the fun away from it. But that's when you just move away somewhere else, you know what I mean? Or go away to the hotel for the night or something. I don't even worry about that shit. So just anyway, so courage. But Charlotte, yeah, there's something that your courage is rising to the surface in Aries, in Aries season, with Mercury in Aries, Mercury retrograde in Aries. Something you're being asked to revisit something. So I feel that you've come up against this karmic cycle with him before, where um you've just stayed quiet to keep the peace, and I'm just being reminded of the fact that you are a Libra moon, and I was talking about something to do with like a Libra moon person earlier as well. It's like it's innately it comes natural to you to want to keep the peace, and like you just said there as well in that beautiful honest way, that's your dream, and I'd feel that's everybody's dream when it comes to co-parent. And surely I'd imagine not every, who wants the beef, and it's kind of like the worst situations are when people use kids to control other people's lives, and it happens all the time. um And I don't feel that's specifically what's going on with you. And we don't need to know the ins and outs of it. But it's just something is there must be something, because look, now I'm huffing. It's like there must be something where he's crossed the line, and it's like you really just have to let him know, like, look, we might have been man and wife at one point. We're not now. And I'm right about this, so don't make me feel like I'm wrong. You just, yeah. And it might seem obvious to you that that is the case, but I think you do need to say it like that. Maybe you already did, and Spirit are just patting you on the back. And another emotion that is rising to the surface is, oh, soulmate. What the fuck's that got to do with it? So, interesting. God, I wonder if they're telling us that you're twin flames and that. Look at this, entrapment and soulmate. I think they are, because I'm like, what the fuck's this got to do with it? Look, soulmate and entrapment. But think about it. If you at one point, before you parted from your ex, right, realised that you were trapped in a situation where you're not trapped, until you got out of it, but it's kind of like, right, I actually don't want to be in this anymore, right? And then further down the line, you've realised you're a twin flame, right? It's kind of like, I feel that, yeah, that's what they're saying to me. It's about, because the last time we spoke, I feel like you're more in the feminine energy now after being in the masculine. There's something about you have to speak up, because I feel, now this is what I'm just feeling into it here, but it's kind of like I feel like your soulmate, but this is twin flame in this card, could be in a situation where they're trapped and they need to speak up. And because you're the awakened one, the more awakened one, it's like you need to do it for yourself, but it'll help you to know that it's helping him as well. So that's quite interesting, but that is what came up. That's what happens when you're, that's really weird, because I thought I saw the temptation card, and it wasn't. It was one of those ones that I just read, and now the temptation cards came out. So, but the weird thing is, like, look, it's got a, like, I don't think it's got to do with the word here, so I'm going to trust my intuition. It's, look at the ghost-like image, who I'm seeing as a twin flame reaching out to the female. I feel that is about, like, you energetically helping each other to find the courage to use your voice in situations where you both need to. That's really fucking deep, man. Right, okay, so let's do the second one. How this relates to the transformation I'm going through. So, I think we need to go back to the Pluto cards for that, but I'm going to pull one of these. How does this relate to the transformation that Charlotte's going through? There's a card in this that says release unhealthy attachments or something like that. How this relates to the transformation Charlotte's going through. So having the courage to speak up, yeah, look, and you've been connecting in the dream time, and there is a sadness. Like, I'm feeling a sadness coming from your twin flame for some reason. It's coming through really, really strong. It's maybe the Five of Cups, but Phoenix rising energy, full moon and Scorpio, and then behind it is self-sabotage and self-love. So all of these things could mean something to you too, and it more than likely will. Procrastination, they're not letting me stop. But if it's not making sense to you, it could be for him. Right. Surrender to creativity. Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. This is very creative energy right now, too. It's probably why they threw me on here. But again, it's not really an inner. Well, it is. Oh, shit. Fuck. I've just realised that. That's why it's. See, inner child to me, when it's a Aries, Sun, Leo, Moon, would be like one of my best friends is this. It's fun, happy, playful energy, and she is just a big ball of joy. But in this case, it's like we seem to be healing inner child wounds. And that's another way to look at it. You know what I mean? It's because we're approaching the Scorpio full moon, but that's why childhood trauma is coming up tonight. And also because we just came out of a Cancer moon, I feel that is where a lot of people's trauma was coming up, because that is trauma. Cancer is the mother, actually. So that'll be why that happened to that person. I've just connected that. And but it's family in general. Yeah, so this is, but basically what I'm meaning is this is very creative energy. So you're being asked to speak up and have the courage to set boundaries and speak up where you need to. Because then it unblocks your creativity in some sort of way. And look, she's carrying a mirror too. And that's connected to how I just picked up on your twin flame like that. Because again, I'm not meaning to do that. It just came into it. And also I've picked up that ego. I think we need to read the ego card now, because I remember that it came out when I was talking. So let's see. So let's see if the ego card answers this. How this relates to the transformation you're going through. That already makes sense, because the ego is about rising above the drama. This is honestly, this is a really similar message to what I've done in the session before I came on here. The message was basically to that person to rise above the drama of basically a very narcissistic parent. Well, it was a mother in that case, like making it all about her, and also making my client, one of the Soviet, feel like they're wrong when they're not. And that can be hard to speak up for yourself if you've been made to feel you're wrong your whole life. Ego. Who the fuck is it? Ego, if you could make yourself known, that would be good. It does say ego, doesn't it? Not seeing it. Oh, there it is, 81. So, patience. And I did see the patience card. I just had to stop pulling them somewhere. 81. So, remember the question is how this relates to the transformation you're going through. And I feel it's about rising above the drama, but let's see. The spiritual messenger, protection, the bigger picture. To see the elusive ego in real life is rare and fleeting. Those that are lucky enough to behold this majestic creature know of its unique wonders. Just like the hawk, and the hawk came up in the person's reading earlier, the great eagle is revered as a divine creature, one that is rich in deeply spiritual symbolism. Nothing flies higher in the sky than an eagle because of this unique vantage point. Fly like an eagle. It's a song at the end of Space Jam. That's my inner child, because I've not watched that since I was about 8 or so. I don't know when it came out. The ego brings with it an important perspective, one that can only be achieved from a certain level of enlightenment and understanding. Charlotte, I can see where this is going. I'm going to read the rest of it, but I bet it's going to be going to. I think you've got to find the balance, no pun intended, being a Libra moon, but you've got to find the balance between knowing where his hurt comes from, like hurt people, and not being too accommodating. Like that's what this is about, actually. You need to speak your truth, because it's not fair for you to be gaslit, basically. There you go. It also brings along an important message. The other cards around it give context to that message. So the other one I read before, I can't even fucking remember, might have meaning too. I can't remember it. That's terrible. Something remind me. What was that about? If you pulled the ego by itself, this is a sign that you are the spiritual messenger, and Charlotte is, because she's a Pisces. And you're being encouraged to share the wisdom, skills, and knowledge you possess. Yeah. So you're basically teaching him about boundaries, in a nutshell. And I feel like definitely on the twin flame journey, we are teaching ourselves about what we do and don't tolerate. This is so Scorpio full moon. And we're also teaching our twin flame. But you also have to do that with karmic partners, which is why karmic partners are a part of the whole story. Like, I don't know about you, but people that I consider karmic in my life, because I'm a karmic in other people's lives too, they certainly did teach me. Some of it really painful, but it's lessons that I'll never forget. And it means, I was thinking, I think that's really quite funny. It can mean that, like, it's a way where it's not funny is when people are still in the pain of it, like a lot of the time, like you could get the shit for something that your person has went through with someone else. Like they're going to assume that you're going to be like them, and that's when it's just if you're that person, you need more healing. You need to go inwards because otherwise, you're just bleeding on people that never hurt you, kind of thing. Um, but with twin flames, like I always say, it's worth supporting your twin flame through that when you're both ready, and it's not that you'll not be allowed to get to each other, but what I'm going to say is for the twin flames, that if you are in a lot of contact with your twin flame, and nobody's going to say on the live, I doubt, right? But if you're watching on replay, whether it's real time or later on further down the line, you've decided to watch a random one, the message is still going to be the same. Only you're going to know if it's toxic or not, because they're showing me in the after films where, like I said, I know I refer to these all the time, but it's because I love them. I said in the video earlier, I'm going to watch it over the weekend. But um, like there's a lot of toxicity in that, but there's also it is true love. Like that's definitely a twin flame dynamic, but it's like both people have to recognize that when they have to spend time apart to heal, to then come back together again. And actually, shit, yeah, the song that was at that was at a really poignant part, a nice part in that film, came on in it was how I started the video earlier. So there's something meaning in this. Um, Perhaps there's a leadership role you're being asked to step into or community that you could serve. Oh, and Charlotte, I say this to you all the time. I feel this is connected to how I've saw you serving your community at some point, even if it's, further down the line. Connected. It's definitely when I said stuff connected to music and children, actually, inner child stuff. Often, and especially in spirituality, we're both the student and the teacher. I say this all the time. I said it in the video earlier because it's God speaking through me. I pulled a card about the student, and I always say about twin flames, when the teacher is ready, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, but you are both to one another. And I have to keep saying that because it can often seem like one is just teaching the other, but you both teach each other. Where do you embody both roles? And often a lot about boundaries. Consider also how eagles are sacred across many cultures and sects of belief, often revered, that word's coming in a lot here, as a fierce symbol of the divine wisdom and protection. It's possible that the arrival of this card means a shield is around you now. Wow, that's really powerful with what this is about. Trust that you're divinely protected. Eagles often representative of great spirit. Yeah, and that's great spirit is what I say when I'm talking about my shamanic work. So that's why that's coming through for you as well. You would be hard pressed to find anyone who views crossing paths with an eagle to be a bad omen. On the contrary, and did Michelle not say, I just saw a bald eagle yesterday? Oh my God, there you go. And also the person I was speaking to earlier had saw an eagle, or I don't know, there's something about a hawk. This inexplicable knowing is an example of the concept of the superconsciousness, the belief that as humans we all have a collective well of knowledge and wisdom that can be tapped into, and that's very Pisces, right? And Charlotte's Pisces. Perhaps now you can draw upon the same communal knowing, but basically what I'm saying is, right, it's definitely, I feel like I want one more card about that. It's definitely got to do with, are you in your ex's life, who is your karmic, right? Are you in his life to help teach him boundaries? Is he in your life to show you what you will and won't put up with? Yeah, absolutely. That's basically what the point is, and you know that. Do you want to restart to install these updates now or try tonight? I always think that's really weird one word in. Try tonight, whatever tonight is, but I hope that's not in like 2 minutes or something. Fuck, what's happening? Anyway, so give us another message about that. It's so interesting. It's the same message I had to give to somebody earlier. And sometimes all we need is somebody that's a impartial sounding ground to tell you you're not crazy and that you are in the right when everyone around you is telling you you're wrong. Because that's a painful place to be. I've been there myself. And sometimes you do actually have to just take yourself the hell away from those people. It doesn't always mean you're wrong and they're right. Sometimes it's quite the opposite. So yeah. Fuck, I love this message for you, Charlotte. Surrender to your. By the way, can I just say, Charlotte, you've absolutely been used as, you've been used as I have tonight as a divine channel to ask for that. It's a bit shan you had to cough up 25 quid to do it, mind you. I don't get all of that. Some of it goes to the fees, but it's kind of like you've been used because remember, every time I feel somebody buys one of the bigger sessions or any ones on here, it's for the collective. So I feel there's a lot of people that needed this message that you need to surrender to your full power. Look, it's a lion. Lions are divine masculine energy. It's about finding the courage. What are we in right now? Leo moon. 12 moon signs. The one about the lion is Leo. What are the chances of that? Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. They got me to channel that message for Charlotte and everyone that resonates with it on a Leo moon because, oh my God, look what's on the bottom, because I'm extra dramatic in a Leo moon because I've got a Leo midheaven. Surrender the idea that you can fix someone. It's time for a relationship to shift. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or own healing, his or her own healing. And that is what God's been saying through me on this message. But I also can feel that that is going to be about people that are actually still with an ex. Think about it. This could be about people that are in the same situation with you, and even scarily so co-parenting, I feel. But this could also be about toxic friends, toxic family. Toxic might be a bit harsh with ex, but it does kind of sound if they're gaslighting you, it's toxic. But like I've explained before, people can gaslight and they really don't know, right? But the point is you need to know and you need to educate them and be like, you're gaslighting me right now. You make me feel like I'm crazy when I'm actually right. It's a very specific thing that does happen on the twin flame journey too. No, I don't like you. I don't dream about you and fantasize about you like you dream about me. No, you're fucking crazy. No, I don't fucking think so, mate. Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, you know what I mean? People could be further down the timeline. But if somebody does treat you like that, you just be like, that's fine, right? If that's what you're saying, I'll just go and find somebody else then. Don't do that though. That's just I don't know where that came from. Somebody else must have put that because the truth is true divine feminines don't want to do that. But that doesn't mean that I think they're getting me to say that because it's like that's where I think, that's real shadow work there. That like, I feel when divine masculines are still not truly stepping into that protective divine energy, they kind of know that, and that's not fair because it's keeping somebody stuck. But a lot of times, divine masculines stay away from you because they actually want you to be happy, and they think you're going to move on to someone else. But fuck me, hell, if you're anything like me, that you're still sitting here fucking 90 on your own. I'm not quite 90, but let's move on. So, what was the next bit? If you could stop being so outrageous through me tonight, that's because I've not been on for a while and it's all you're good. It's quite funny though, so we'll just keep going. So what boundaries do I need to better attend to? Well, I think we've already addressed that, but let's see. So what boundaries? Gotta go. Have a great rest of the evening, everyone. Much love. Michelle, if you're still here, do you want me to pull a card and you can watch it later? What boundaries do I need to better attend to? Goat. Greatest of them all. It just said you have to surrender your full power. You're the greatest of them all. The goat. Let's see what the goat's got to say. It's painful having to tell him he's gaslighting the kids too. I know I just have to keep going. Yeah, that is really painful. When they bring the kids into it too. When people, yeah, that's really challenging. See, all the stuff's coming up about actual children and inner child because Aries is the child in astrology and in shamanism, and also Leo is the house of children. So that's why all this stuff is coming up right now. And then it's like I said, a precursor, a warning for the Scorpio full moon is going to be if you've not already been dealing with childhood wounds, it's going to come up. So let's find the goat. So what boundaries do I need to better attend to is when I find this. That's what this one is. And then you can get to your bed after one more card after this, maybe a couple more. What is it? Goat. This is what's weird. You have to find the word and then it tells you. Maybe this person's dyslexic too. Oh my God, it's number one. Of course, goat's number one. That's hilarious. There's a message in this, Charlotte. You're number one in your life and you need to act like it. Don't I just want to say, like, don't quieten your voice to, don't pussyfoot. It's like someone I was talking to earlier said something about, what was it they said earlier? It was really funny. I'm not going to dance around the tulips or something, whatever. It was something like that, but it made me laugh. It was something about like, not, I'm just going to fucking say what I mean, which obviously I appreciate. Um, Untapped potential, fertility, virility, and stubbornness. As the first domesticated animal in human history, the goat is an old familiar friend. The horns on a goat often represent fertility, virility, and life force. As this, at the same time, the goat can be a very destructive creature if not managed properly. But you see, I think that's what that again. It's harsh, but the way they're saying it, it's like I feel it's talking about there's a familiarity with your ex-husband because for obvious reasons. But it's like at the same time, like that's not okay, and you need to let him know. You need to let anyone know when they're not being respectful. When the goat card appears in a reading, the primordial force from which both creation and destruction can spring is asking for your attention. There's untapped potential within you that is begging to be harnessed now. The way you choose to engage with it or not is up to you. This is a really strong message, but it's definitely, I feel it's just backing up where you're at, but it's something about you can either keep quiet to keep the peace, which is always going to be your go-to being a Libra moon actually, or you can lean into that Aries part of your chart and Sagittarius rising too, whichever part you need to lean into, but you need to lean into the part that's going to be actually like, no, that's not okay. You know what I mean? Rather than keeping quiet to keep the peace. That's not always the right thing to do. In fact, that's a very wrong thing to do. All the I can think of, no, maybe not all, but a lot of the worst times in my life, right, especially in group situations, is in very karmic group situations too. I'm actually thinking of my counselling course, but I can think of friendship groups too, is when somebody has not spoke up for what was wrong and they've sided with the person that was wrong instead of siding with the person that was right in that situation. And I'm not right all the time, but there's several situations I've been in when I've been really wronged and other people have not spoke up. And so that's why I want to change my number tomorrow before my birthday on Thursday, because I don't want to hear from any of those people. So in case any of these people are lurking on me, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want a happy birthday. My number's going to be changed by then anyway. It's a bit dramatic, isn't it? But fucking hell, that's the case, And that's how I know that it's like, it's yeah, it's not if I was kind of, I don't know, longing for ego reasons it's kind of like I wouldn't do it, but I just don't want to know. Do you know what I mean? I don't want, I more don't want to be in an awkward position where I don't want to be nasty, but I just rather like somebody can't get to me. So and like I just want to stress as well, like I feel like I shouldn't need to say this, but the dilemma is like I'm like, is that running on the twin flame journey? Because then my twin flame can't. I think I'm going to get a happy birthday anyway, but it's kind of like it is a bit difficult, but yeah, I have to do it for me. Like I have to because I don't know who, but I just feel like somebody's going to try and do the old. I know it's been ages, but happy 40th, and that's when I'm like, no, didn't do that. Like if it's no genuine, didn't bother. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, when goat energy is present, there's often a certain stubbornness at play. Perhaps you're engaging in an old pattern or behavior that you know is self-destructive, but is ultimately familiar and therefore comfortable. That's interesting when I stopped to say that. This is your chance to switch up the story and transmute that stubbornness into determination. When channeled correctly, nothing can stand in the way of the goat. Aye, because you're the greatest of them all. Think about your relationship to power. To whom and to what do you give your power away and why? What would it look like to you for to be embodied in your power? What could you accomplish? That's amazing that the card before that was surrender to your full power. And I swear it's got something to do with when you lean too much to the Libra moon of wanting to be fair and keep the peace. I feel a lot of times you could miss out because you think that you can handle it and you don't want to hurt the other person because that's the Pisces too. Being too fucking nice, Charlotte. Bring on the badass. Bring out the badass. Permission. Not from me, from God. So, love it. What can I use this? How can I use this information to heal? So, how can Charlotte use the information that's already come through to heal? Let's pull one of these cards now. And if somebody's wanting a free card, make it known now because I'll be leaving after I do them. I forgot what it says already. How can I use this information to heal? Badass, yes. Ooh. Oh, look, it came out. Remember I picked that up not long ago, procrastination. And that is something that natal Libra moons, so I know that about you too. That can be something that you can fall into as procrastination. Don't, the next time somebody disrespects your boundaries, don't procrastinate and think that you need to be quiet and not speak up. You don't need to be really bullshit. You don't need to shout. You don't even need to swear, although sometimes it helps. It really depends on how disrespectful someone's being. Um, but you know, all jokes aside, but I'm not fucking joking. It's like, don't procrastinate and don't fall into people pleasing. You have to be assertive and you have to let somebody know that it's not okay to be gaslit. I swear, I'm not just talking to you. This is going to be speaking to so many people. They're like, that's the fucking message, bitch. Me, you know, I say that being funny. They're talking to me. I'm not calling you that. Yeah, they're like, Claire, we told you. Don't fall into old patterns. That's going to be, I feel there's going to be something really strong that comes up around the Libra full moon. So Scorpio full moon, and then it'll be, wait a minute, no, Libra, and then it'll be the Scorpio full moon. So, and that's also your lunar return. So something could see, and it's a new start for you because you're Libra moon. In the Libra moon, when it's conjunct, it could be hard for you too, because I'm feeling like I want a book. When it's conjunct the Libra moon, the South Node, you're going to be like, oh my God, letting go of a past behaviour. And I think it's really quite difficult because I'm starting to panic. I'm not even shitting you. Oh my God. I felt like I was channeling the energy of you or someone there. That's going to be quite difficult to let go of that pattern of people pleasing or something, but you're going to need to speak up. So let me know because I fucking tapped into that. Right, okay, so let's end it with how can I use this information to heal from this deck? And then I'm going to, how can Charlotte use this information to heal? Because it's been quite a deep message. Surrender the stress, yeah, because that's the thing. The shadow side of Libra is we can suppress, and especially if Charlotte, if you and you, I know you know your chart well enough and things that I've said to you, so you'll know what I'm talking about here. Anybody that has got a habit or a certain placement that means that you suppress your anger, especially or emotions, don't do that because that's really stressful, and then it will have an effect elsewhere on the body or the mind or the soul. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So yeah, definitely don't hold that in. Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashings, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. And how can I use this information to heal? See, I forgot it again. So that's how you can, by listening to your intuition and surrendering to the stress. I forgot it again. When did you say that would be? So Libra moon, right, which is right before the full. Oh, wait a minute, I don't know why I'm looking, because I know. So that is literally going to be, but for some reason I'm having a mind blank. It's got to be Sunday, Monday. Why are we on May? So if we're in April right now, isn't that hilarious? I'm having to look, and it's like my birthday, well, tomorrow now because it's the 17th. But anyway, so yes, it is. It's Sunday, Monday. So Libra moon is, yeah, so look out for it. And also 21 is completion of a karmic cycle. Endings, happy or not so happy, it just depends. But it's the completion of a karmic cycle. So from Sunday or Monday, I feel there's going to be something that comes up related to boundaries, and you've got a choice to procrastinate. Do I fall into old patterns or do I let this shit go and speak up for myself? And then come back and report how you done. We're already proud of you because we know that you're going to put yourself first. Because the thing is, because you're a Libra moon, the balance of Libra and Aries is to find the middle point. So if we're in the shadow of Aries, we're too selfish. If we're in the shadow of Libra, we're putting everybody first and not thinking about ourselves. So you need to find the sweet spot in the middle of not everybody around you is right all the time and you're wrong all the time. So if you're finding that you're wrong all the time, you've got there's something going on there. You could be surrounded by narcissists, actually, to be honest. It might not be that harsh, but I feel somebody is. But also, if you're right all the time and you're never wrong about anything, then that's not right either. And that's why, you know, like when you're in a position of power, because I am on here too, whether we like it or not, when you're on and you're helping people and you're healing people, and especially with my Pluto energy as well, that's why I call myself out and like I'll tell you when I fuck up and all that, you know what I mean? And it's I might not tell you everything because I need to keep some shit to myself, but I'll probably tell you later when I can. But it's kind of like because it's lessons, Snail. Um yeah, I just told you. Like, you know what I mean? I knew that, I mean, it was, you know, that was like, what, 6 months ago now, but I knew that I shouldn't have drank at that wedding, and fucking hell, I shouldn't. Look, I gaslit myself. Well, we fine. Just keep drinking. But in my defence, it was like one of my friends at the wedding, it was her partner, was pouring the Prosecco, and he kept topping up my glass, but it's because he didn't know me. That was the first time I met him. So he probably saw for the night that that was a bad idea and was like, oh, I'm not going to fucking say that I was topping up her glass, but it's quite funny. Um, it was my personal responsibility. So that's how I feel they do that. Like I'm in human design, I'm the one that needs to fuck up and come back and teach other people so that you don't fuck up. So you're welcome. Griffin. Oh, that no, that's meaningful actually. Someone's going to watch later. So yeah, so let's read. That's going to be really interesting. Oh fuck, that's a lion too, because that's the one that's a mixture of a lion and that's actually someone's dog's name on here as well. Right. So, and I don't usually remember that, but I just remember that. So, so dogs can be relevant, unconditional love. So this is the one that's how can I use this information to heal? Da da da. Just need to find the index. Griffin, 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 Griffin. Where are you? Oh, it's the last one. Oh my God. You've had the first one and the last one. Ends the beginnings. That's interesting. So, oh, the super, oh my God, another card mentioned the superconscious. How can I use this information to heal? The superconscious. The griffin is a mythical creature possessing the head, talons, and wings of an eagle. Oh my God, you're kidding. Wings of an eagle, one of the cards you got, but the bot. Wait a minute, what the hell? That's really fucking. How magical is that? You got a lion on one of the cards and you got an eagle. And this is the wings of an eagle but the body of a lion. I can't take credit for that, but that's fucking brilliant. Um, thanks to the fusing of these two powerhouses, the griffin has often been used as a symbol of fierce power and impenetrable protection. While you'll never see one in real life, to see a griffin in your dreams is a compelling message from spirit. Thanks to the mythos of this being, the incredible height to which it soars, the griffin possesses an incredible vantage point that reveals potent truths we can obtain only through spiritual enlightenment. I feel somebody's already had this happen, by the way. I don't know why I'm saying that. I feel somebody's already had this happen. I know somebody else is really going to love this. Through tapping into the superconscious of the divine, can't stop hiccuping, clearing energy. If Griffin energy is at play, you're at a rare and fated moment in your life, and it's time to pay attention. I'm telling you, it's about making the decision that's right for you and knowing that that's not selfish. It's what you're divinely meant to be doing. Speaking your voice, not people pleasing. This is for everyone that makes sense to it, but especially you, Charlotte. Sometimes the griffin is depicted as being so large it can blow out the sun. In this form, the griffin is known as a ziz. Z-I-Z. A ziz, a ziz, a ziz. A creature from Jewish mythology that can also allow the light of the sun to come through if so chooses. If both darkness and light, twin flames, there are different experiences and truths to be found. There is a time to sit in the dark and silence, and a time to step out into the illumination and warmth of the sun. That's really funny because I felt them saying to me that this is actually for all the divine masculine energies, regardless of your gender. And so, really take that on board. There's a time to sit in the dark and the silence. So, what you can see is being ghosted by someone, and yeah, which some people can even see is like, yeah, like toxic behavior. But sometimes, like that's just another spin on it. That you can't always make excuses for people because you know if you need a bit of time yourself, it is more healthy to be like, look, I can't do this and I need time myself. But not everyone can fucking do that, and that's the thing. It might be easy for you, it's not easy for others. But a lot of time, it's people just don't know how to do that. So it's better just to go quiet. And anyway, on the twin flame journey, it's different. You do need time yourself. But anyway, I'm just talking in general for the other people that aren't on the twin flame journey too. That basically divine masculines, your time in the darkness and the quiet is either come to an end already or it's going to soon. You know, there's a time to sit in the dark and the silence and a time to step out in the illumination and warmth of the sun. The sun is divine masculine energy. And also we're in Aries season. We're actually about to go into May. And May is, you know, when summer is here. So in this way, we can grasp that the divine is in all things. It is both light and dark simultaneously. There is an appropriate time for both, and in this moment, you must discern which you need. And again, I'm telling you, in this context, something within you could feel like you're not being a nice person or you're not being nice to the person that you're having to speak up to. But then it means you're not being nice to you. And yeah, choose yourself. You'll know in the moment when it arises. Spend time in meditation or researching the symbolism of the griffin. Its presence is fleeting yet deeply profound. The circumstances surrounding a griffin moment, oh, that's interesting. We might need to use that all the time. A griffin moment are sure to stay with you for a long, long time. And this is why this message was divinely meant for you and whoever else it speaks to. Do your best to be present and drink in as much detail as you can. Open yourself up fully to the divine and pay attention to the messages you're being sent. They can arrive through any and every avenue, this being one of them. Often the griffin arrives when the situation at hand requires a complex balance of power and a leap of faith. And that's why they just made me say that. Also, real moon is a leap of faith. That's right now. And it's also tomorrow being Wednesday the 17th, and it's also a little bit of the 18th, which is a magical day, being my birthday. And then it goes into Virgo moon after like 3:30 or something. So basically, you've got from now until afternoon UK time on Thursday to take a leap of faith in the Leo courage. For anyone that needs to hear that about wherever. And but really, Aries season ends on Friday. So that's courage too. That's being brave. And for some reason, I want to shuffle these again. Give us one more. But that's really quite amazing. That it was the eagle card and the lion, and then it's the griffin. Mental. What else does Charlotte need to surrender to? And then, yeah, thank you, Charlotte, for that. And hopefully, when your griffin moment appears, you're going to choose yourself and not choose to silence yourself to keep others happy. It might not even be with him, I might add, just to sort of put another fucking spanner in the works. This might be with someone else in your life. It might be with a few people. Because the thing is, once you start speaking up to one person, you do actually find you have to do it elsewhere. You'll keep putting griffin moments so that you use your voice. As you'll know. Yeah, look, surrender low self-esteem. It's got a sunflower on it and that, and they're pulling up the sunflower up there too, and my throat's going funny again. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention, identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. But I think that's talking about when people can gaslight you into not living your truth and when can make you feel that you're wrong for speaking up. Cultivate inner peace on a daily basis and quiet meditative moments. Focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So I don't know if you've been slacking on the old meditation there, but they're saying that too. Right, so thank you very much, and I hope that that helps you. And if there's is there anyone still awake? There's only 3 people watching now. I honestly now truly feel that I came on to give you that message. So I've got to speak to a manager tomorrow. Very interesting. Oh my God, Charlotte, I was saying that at 144. I finished your message at 144 because it's 145 now. That's how divinely meant this was. Wow. That was a message for people that really needed to hear it, the 144 crew. That was crazy. Yeah. Is there anyone out there? Is there anyone out there? It reminds me of Titanic. Is there anyone out there that wants a card that's still on? If not, Charlotte, wait a minute, you are Charlotte. Michelle didn't reply, so I'll be on again anyway. I'll do. Wait a minute. I'm gonna. You know what? Thank you, Claire. Love it. I love it too. That was a brilliant message, which God just gave through me, which you needed. Thank you. So, give me one for Michelle, and then we can. I'll timestamp it. Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that you have that come through to guide you. So that's for you, Michelle. And surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal, do something fun, play as a time of recreation and rejuvenation, and can't speak now. And like I was saying, that's what this energy is about. Aries, Sun, Leo, Moon, very playful. Like I said, one of my best pals that's got this is really playful. But like basically, when everything shit happens in my life, she's a great person to be around because I mean, you'd imagine so with calling somebody, giving somebody the honor of calling them best friend. And notice, like I said, it's I've been slagged for that my whole life, but like I've made jokes about it before. But I used to have like 16, and now I haven't got that many. I can count on one hand, but they're good ones. It's kind of like it's because I don't do acquaintances. If I don't trust somebody, you're not my friend. Do you know what I mean? You're an acquaintance. It might, I'll be polite to you. Well, back in the day, I don't know if I'd even be polite to people now. I'm joking. I would. I'd give people the time of day, but it's like you're not going to be. I'm not going to be calling you a friend or a best friend. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah. That's just why. That's a Scorpio rising talking. If I don't see you again before, happy birthday for tomorrow and enjoy your visit. Thank you very much. I'm going to have a nice, peaceful day, chilling out. But I like to do that every day. When you like your life, it's quite easy to just, what I mean, just the way broke, don't fix it. I was saying that when I was chatting away at the handyman yesterday. Again, I would just call him by his name, but you can't go saying people's names. Yeah, and he just said the same as me. He was like, "You know what I mean? It's just another day." And I'm like, "I know I'm like that too, because it's my big one." I'm like, and it's just kind of like I had my birthday weekend last weekend when I went through to stay with my soulmate best pal. Again, they're all my soulmate, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just really lovely, and it was just chilled, and it was exactly what I needed. And the next day we watched chick flicks. We done it when we got in, and then the next day we sat and watched chick flicks in the rain, and it was really amazing rain because our house is just amazing, and it was just exactly what I needed. Um, and then I do, if you didn't see that video, that was crazy that it was her idea to watch Pretty Woman. And I was like, this is going to mean something like for when I'm doing a video or like, and it's kind of like, and then I couldn't believe it when I was on the bus home that Pretty Woman was on at the Playhouse. Because I always talk about like Richard Gere moments on the Twin Flame journey. So yeah, so for the Milk Tray Man. Right, the guy from the garage. I could go on and on and on. Right, so that must be coming for someone for me to say that. So I don't know why I'm shuffling these, but is there anyone else that wants a message that's here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to do one for a collective of divine feminines, divine masculine. So give us one card. You can't see my feet, can you? Because I'm like sitting like a wee monk here. Yeah, you can't. Right. Give us a card for one half of a divine couple, the divine feminine energy. So if this is for you, it's your divine feminine energy. If you are the divine feminine energy, especially. But this can also be the divine masculine's feminine energy, their feelings or receptive energy. So we'll just see who this resonates with. If it resonates with me, I'll probably more than likely tell you, or I might not, depending on what the card says. I feel like that's no for me. And I'm like, fuck, that is for me. Let's just see. Right, so what have we got for the feminine energy? Ones that need to hear it right now. Whether you know you need to hear it or not, this is what you need to hear. Maybe a brutal truth because they're Pluto cards, and that's what that full moon in Scorpio is going to bring. It's going to bring your secrets to the surface. It's going to bring your twin flame secrets to the surface. It's going to bring the world secrets to the surface. It's going to bring everything to the surface. Scorpio deals with the shit. Calling spade a spade. Lion. Oh my god, of course it's fucking lion after all the griffin chat and the just like so courage. And the last degrees of Aries we've got lion. For the divine feminine, and I associate lions with the divine masculine, but let's read what it's probably something about balance because the video earlier was all about balance. I actually picked up on it was definitely I was tuning into something that was very close to like the energies were balanced and really, really I've had signs about that all day, really fragile balance, like, basically be careful who you spend time around in the next coming week, I would say, really, because it was an energy of something coming into inner union, possibly physical union. Right, lion. So basically, yeah, that's why I think this message is coming through so strong about don't let people overpower you at this time. Speak up for yourself. Because if you don't speak up for yourself, your twin will say stuck to, basically. So oh my God, look at what I just said. And that's what this card is saying too, and I've never read it. The divine masculine. But this is the divine feminine's card. So if we pull an animal that's a divine feminine for the divine masculine, that's going to be the theme that I've picked up on all day. The divine masculine, pride, the father, often referred to as the king. Good night, Charlotte, sleep well. Referred to as the king of the animal kingdom. The lion embodies, wait a minute. You can't see it, but I've got like a wee bit of skin on my lip, it's annoying me. The energy of the divine masculine within us. The presence of this card may also point to a fatherly relationship, whether with your biological father or chosen father figure, or it could even be the great father. As with the bear card and maternal relations, our relationship with our dad may not always be a good or an easy one. However, when we approach the archetype of the father through the lens of the divine, we are given the opportunity to define what this masculine energy needs to represent to us to feel empowering. When we speak to the divine masculine and feminine through the lens of spirituality, we aren't speaking about gender, but rather the two sides of nature that exist in all things. These energies are one way to think about the two halves that make us whole, and they exist on a spectrum in varying degrees. Masculine energy is often thought of as the active principle, the side of us that's ambitious, driven, and ready to make moves. Feminine is the passive principle, open, receptive, and observant. The line asks us about our relationship to our own masculine energy. What does this energy mean to you, feminines, regardless of your gender? What feelings arise when you read these words? Take pride in this part of you and nurture it well. The archetype of king ruler appears in both unevolved and evolved energy, just like everything else. The shadow version of a king is the tyrant, authoritarian, and dictator. That's very shadow with Scorpio. An enlightened ruler is benevolent and adds values the people who make up his kingdom. He's willing to listen to their wants, needs, and desires while also respecting the weight of responsibility and power he commands. Locate the king inside of you. How can you feel embodied and balanced when in power? Ooh, control issues, that feels like that's about. So that's very, very Scorpio. Amazing. Right, so what have we got for the divine masculine of a divine connection? All the people that are going to need to hear that message. If it's divine feminine, I'm not going to be surprised, but I'm going to be wowed. So, wow us. I actually had a specific experience with these cards for myself like that earlier. I was like, holy fuck. You can probably imagine what animals came out. I was like, what? Like, I just got them and I opened up and I was like, what the shit? Like, it was just, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. So, and I've had things about balance all day. So, we'll see. Time will tell. Right. So it was definitely a good, basically, indication that I am in a great place of inner balance. Put it that way. So where's the divine masculine at? What do they need to hear? Moose. Well, I doubt that's the feminine energy, but we'll see. Penguins on the back. That's yin yang energy. So what's the moose got to say? I like how it's like, all the cards are like it's hand things. Like it's two hands making the thing. Right, moose. '25. So the 25th of April could be significant. That's still within the full moon and Scorpio energy, so that could be significant. So divine masculine, your message, and divine feminine's masculine side. So get so confusing sometimes. A formidable obstacle or opponent giving something too much power. Right, I can't, I'm done. That is literally what I've been saying. I've been the mouthpiece for God to say on this to, and I did specifically say it was for divine masculines. And this is why Charlotte's been used to ask for that reading to give that. This is just crazy. Look, yeah, I just read it. Giving something too much power. So some of you are giving people too much power, maybe more than one person. The majestic moose is an intimidating large beast. Until you've experienced the presence of one in real life, it's difficult to appreciate the true impact of their stature. And once you've seen a moose in real life, their mammoth size is truly unforgettable. If the moose card appears in your reading, something in your life feels just as large and intimidating as this creature. Now, bear in mind, they might not be. Like, this could be someone that's just got an unhealthy hold on you for some reason. Again, this could be anyone in your life, friend, family, ex-lover, boss, because someone needed to talk to. But I hope it isn't your boss, but you know what I mean? But and then it links to that, the childhood stuff that you might feel like you can't speak up for some reason. Whatever this obstacle is, a person, a situation, a problem that needs to be solved, it seems insurmountable and has left you feeling paralysed and small in comparison. And I've mentioned on the session that I'm allowed to talk about, I mentioned that I was recognising the person was freezing in the situation she was talking about, and then it froze and chucked her off the Zoom. And then, you know, what it took was reading out these messages to me. And actually, I was already really proud of this person. They'd already handled it. And it was just about my support for the next bit. But it's sometimes all it takes is somebody that, you know, to back you up that you're not wrong. And actually, you know, yeah, basically, like I said, don't gaslight yourself. I feel there's a lot of people that you're gaslighting yourself because people have gaslight you. For as formidable as the situation may feel, be careful not to give anything too much power or importance. And remember, the shadow of Scorpio is power and control. And again, 50 Shades of Grey is a good example of that, because I always talk about that when Scorpio energy comes up in a Scorpio moon, particularly, and this is for a Scorpio full moon, because the bit that they're sort of homing in on there is, you know, the bit at, well, there's a few nasty bits in that, but it's because I've mentioned this in a video recently. I was pissing myself because all three films that had been shown clairvoyantly were, were people in the shower. But this wasn't actually a racy scene, because all the other ones usually are when they're naked, let's face it. But it's actually he's in the shower and she like goes to kind of hug him, and he sort of like doesn't push her away, but he walks away and she's like, what the fuck? And it's because he's given her the silent treatment because he's pissed off, and that's not nice, you know what I mean? Um um And then there's another darker bit where it is about say, like, I mean, if you know, you know. Well, that was really fucking cruel if you know that bit that I'm talking about. So again, it's they're just using that example because of the Scorpio energy, I feel. But unfortunately, with me mentioning this, I hope this isn't like karmic people that have used sex as a weapon as came through before. Fucking hell, anyway, let's move away from that shit. We don't want to fucking tap into that shit. Anyway, as formidable as the situation may feel, be careful not to give anyone too much power and importance. Remember that perception is everything, and the dread is often worse than the deed. It's quite possible that, in fact, the anxiety this situation has caused you has enabled this thing to cast a larger shadow than it deserves. This is why the people that are in really dark situations where someone's got too much control over you, it needs to end now, but definitely a week today on the Scorpio full moon. That needs to be done. You can't let somebody control you for the rest of your life. The longer you avoid it, the bigger it will become. Take action. That's crazy that that's the card that's come out for Divine Masculines, when the Divine Masculine's always in situations like this. Maybe not exactly this, but you know what I'm saying. Read the story David and Goliath and reflect on how David defeats the armoured giant with a single stone. I swear that's going to be about someone who's got a Divine Masculine called David. It's obviously not everyone's Divine Masculine's called David, but I know that that's going to speak to some. Maybe a Divine Feminine, but I feel Divine Masculine. Well, I know for a fact, I've worked with loads of people where their Divine Masculine's David or Dave or and loads of other names. Then reflect on how you might tackle your own obstacle in a simple yet surprising way. And look out for something around the 25th of Scorpio. 25th, 25th of April, but it's Scorpio moon. 25th of Scorpio. Right, and just because these are sitting here and we want a bit of banter, because these cards are always like, they're just funny. What do we need to know? And then I'm going to get going. So I hope that you got a message somewhere with what I've tapped into, but I need to get to my bed because it's 2 in the morning. But don't worry about me. I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to sleep in and I'm going to rest, and I might just do fuck all tomorrow because I'm already going to feel like I'm on a bit of a holiday. Um, Carry on with my decluttering if I can be arsed, or I'll just not. If you want to try your luck and you want if and you need rather if you need a session or you want a session tomorrow, I might be up for it, but it wouldn't be till later on because I've stayed up so late. But I was just utilising the energy of the wheel moon. What does the collective of divine masculines want to say? You make me want to do bad things, and I was just talking about 50 Shades of Grey. That's hilarious. that's, that's the devil. I hope that's picking up on twin flames and no fucking karmic shit. But yeah, you make me want to do bad things. I can't. That's absolute. I need to go. What the fuck is this? We're definitely channeling the Scorpio full moon energy. It's both the fucking sex cards and the devil cards. Look. Sex. Wrongful advice from there. Like seriously, like all jokes aside, right? This is like definite, like the strong sexual connections of twin flames, Plutonian Scorpio connections. You know, two devil cards. This is not devil in a bad way. This is just like sex in the air. And but also I feel because behind that we've got sex, and then look at what I said about the dark stuff, wrongful advice. We've also got you're right, but it's in reverse. Somebody felt they were in the right going towards somebody karmic, and it was pushed by other people, but now they know it was wrong and that was lust and it wasn't right. So that's not for everyone, but that's a message. That's really funny. That's really funny. Right. What else? I could be a hero, baby. Literally says that. What is that? The six? Is it a six of cups? That's thinking fondly of someone from the past, like a twin flame or a soulmate. Thinking about the past, it's Mercury retrograde. I don't know what card that's meant to be. Six. Six of wands, six of swords is moving on. This is where I get a mind blank. I don't know. Answers on a postcard. I don't know what that is. It's hard to work out with this deck. So I just don't even try sometimes. Maybe that I'm channeling somebody there. Somebody felt it was too hard, they didn't even try. They self-sabotaged that much. This person didn't even try. What's that? Whoever that is, what are they going to do now? Are they going to stay in that defeatist energy, or I know you from somewhere? That's the Six of Cups. I know you from somewhere. So that's a past life, soulmate, twin flame. 21. You're so very special. Okay, I think we need to go now. It's no his birthday, it's mine. But see, that's what can happen with twin flames. If 18 comes out, I'm really going. But so yeah, that's the world card. Something coming full circle. No, that person's completing a karmic lesson. So if that person was in a karmic cycle before, acting karmic, being karmic, repeating karmic cycles of karmic people, that person's learned their lessons. I just dream and wish for everything, fantasizing, daydreaming, and I want you. That's somebody's coming in fast, traveling, sending a message because they know what they want. Tired of waiting, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Waited patiently to invest in something that they want to invest in. Yeah, nah, that's somebody's trying to head fuck you about what's going on. In a good way, it feels like time to ground yourself. Yeah, I do feel that. It's like for some people, it's like I feel like there's just things going to come to light. I sometimes wonder if you care. It's like I'm tapping it. It's weird. I'm tapping into some divine masculines that are ready to come in, and I just feel they're going to pop up when you least expect it. And there's some that are like hesitating because they feel like it's too late and it's too hard, and listen to your heart. But if that's you, it's you've got to follow your heart because we're in Leo season. Sorry, we're in Leo moon right now. Maybe maybe that masculine's waiting for Leo season. That's quite a while off though, but that did feel like something. I dream about you a lot too much. I actually said that not long ago when I said something in a jokey way, but it felt like it was, well, it was the truth because even if somebody's not channeling, a lot of what people joke about is true. maybe not all the time, but a lot of it. But especially when I'm doing this, it's like coming through. I would do anything for you. So again, that's a message coming through. Uh, Time to ground yourself. Yeah. So again, it's like that's look out and I want you. Yeah. So again, it's like that feels like it's maybe for some of the divine feminines. I think you've been purposely head fucked by either your person or your person's energy, or by the literal person if you see or speak to them in person, or it's by God. So I don't want to say God has head fucked you, but it's like you're not meant to know, and you're going to be needing to ground yourself because something's going to be quite emotional, I feel. And I'm too afraid to talk to you, but it was in reverse. This is very Mercury retrograde in Aries. For whoever this is going to speak to, there's a collective of masculines that are going to come forward. They're going to push their feet aside because they want you. And some of it might be driven by they don't want anyone else to have you, because I'm being showed like Christian Grey vibes again. But whatever it is, it's like this person's been working on themselves and they're going to come forward and they want to say, sorry for saying no before, sorry for rejecting you, I wasn't ready, because it was no in reverse. And words do hurt. This person hurt you. They're aware that their words hurt you, and that's what's held them back quite a while, but they want to resolve it in Mercury retrograde in Aries, and that card just flew. Yeah, and that's the truth. Look, they're like, we ain't lying through Claire. That's the truth. This person's going to come with truth and clarity, but I want to see what comes out. They're saying to me like the truth, because the truth's going to hurt as well. Some of this truth is going to hurt, especially because it's a week away from a Scorpio full moon. But it feels like this truth is going to set you both free. I'm too afraid to talk to you. It just came out again in reverse. So this person has been afraid to talk to you. They still are, but when they do this, they're going to do it. Yeah, because they're tired of dreaming and fantasizing and wondering, and they don't want to live the rest of their life in that space. They're just needing a bit more time. Four of Swords, and they're waiting for you, but it's in reverse. This person, I know what they're saying. This person is exhausted, healing from something. And it could even be something painful that's happened between the two of you, or it's something from the past that's nothing to do with you, but they want to heal themselves. But it's different for different people. But it's like they've waited for you for a period of time, and they've got the message that you're not going to show up. Like this masculine's been pushed into their divine masculine energy, and they get it, that they're the one that needs to take the action. Well done, divine feminines, regardless of your gender. And love is the answer. Yeah, because love is not manipulating people, because that's the dark side of Scorpio energy. Love is understanding and empathizing, but also having boundaries. I think I've just made up a brand new quote, by the way, so you can quote that as, crystal clear visions. But it's true though. I'm gonna have to watch that bit back and be like, oh, that's actually very fucking true. Because on the twin flame journey, especially Plutonian connections, as we're edging to the Scorpio full moon, people need to hear that. Unconditional love is a twin flame journey, but I've definitely been taught some really challenging lessons about that. My journey, not just with my twin flame, but like with everyone, like friends being the big one. But that sometimes you can love somebody so much that you keep letting them away with loads of shit. And if they treat you like crap, sorry to be blunt, but it's true, treating you not right, but they just know that you understand like the hurt places that hurt people, but some people can really take advantage of that. And unfortunately, it's like what somebody asked ages ago. Do some people gaslight you and they don't know they're doing it? Yeah, I think so. I've definitely been around a lot of people in my past where it's because it's happened to them their whole lives. They don't recognise they're doing it to you. But once you recognise it, you've got to speak up. You hurt. Oh my God, look at what I said. That's really freaky. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. Nine of Swords. This person was in a wounded place, could have had brought up a lot of their childhood trauma. This sounds like stuff that's happened with twin flames, and they've had to heal from it, and it feels like that's what might hurt when you have to talk about this. But you can't avoid it. I worry about us a lot. And it's like, I'm laughing because it's like it's just making sense of what I said, but it's like this person, I'm channeling the energy of this person. It's like it's like it feels like this person's made you feel like they don't care when actually they do, because you don't worry about someone that you don't care about. I think so, yes. This is when the Wido energy starts coming through. You've so many choices and options, and that's when someone's like, why do you want me? So healing low self-worth. I'm going to end it now because yes, in reverse. I'm in so much pain. Yeah, I mean that kind of fits with this. I'm overcoming. So this is definitely, it's not everyone's masculine, but it's quite a lot of them. I'm overcoming my childhood trauma, and I'm in so much pain. So somebody's healing from something either right now, or they're going to come forward and tell you about when they were healing. And like, it's sending prayers if that is you that's watching this, or this is your masculine. But I also do feel that this person's really hurt you from that place of pain. And we'll not dive too deep into that darkness, because that could be pretty dark for some people. Now is not the time. And that could be why there's been avoidance of this person too. And you hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. And it came from a place of hurt. So that's not for everyone. Don't take it if it's not yours. You'll find out when you're meant to. But I want to start a family with you. So that's definitely not where all masculines are at. But even if this just means a family is you and them, or some people do want a family or blended families or all that kind of jazz, it's like somebody, I feel this is somebody going from like really not wanting something with you, rejecting you, to wanting everything with you. I feel the same way. Yeah, look, that is what I just said. This person, this is the Two of Cups. This person feels exactly about you how you feel about them. But I just feel in the past they've absolutely not expressed this to you. They've done the complete opposite and made you feel like you're nothing. Sorry, I didn't really like saying it like that, but that's exactly how they've just threw that out of my mouth. I need time for me. So this person's needed to go within, heal themselves, and which is a never ending journey, to think about why they done that. And now they're too afraid to talk because of what's went on. But like we've already saw, they're gonna. I worry about it a lot. They're just saying the same thing, so I'm gonna end it. But this person lies awake worrying about you, worrying about what's gonna happen. That's the truth. So that's the truth, right? So this came out twice. That's the truth. This person's going to come in with the truth and the clarity. The truth could hurt. You're right, but it's in reverse. There's things that they feel that they're in the right about, and they want clarity about things that they don't know, that confuse them, that worry them. But they're putting their ego behind them. This person's went through an ego death, my throat chakra, but I've been sitting here for ages now. Do you even care in reverse? This person's wondering if you care, if you're over it, if you want to hear from them. Because I am absolutely in love with you. I think that's a good place to end it. So again, just to reiterate, this person has made it seem like they don't care. They could have even seemed like they hate you, by the way. I'm not even gonna lie, because Scorpio is like pain. It's like this person could have acted like they hate you, and they could have taken actions to back that up. But the truth is, I am absolutely in love with you. This masculine saying, I'm absolutely in love with you. So now they act, but I'm too afraid to talk because I acted like I wasn't. Sorry, it is quite funny. Listen, it's funny, but it's not. Listen to your heart. My one's acted like this towards me too, guys. So it's, I'm allowed to laugh. Anyway, on that note, let's read one of these to transmute. Oh, dear. We're just in a big show. Create your own happy ending. And then see who wants to come to join you for the end. You are the end of the story. That's from Nanny McPhee. Give us a card. Give us a good one to end it on, and then I'm going to get to my bed. I'm going to make I'm going to make a coffee or a tea. I wouldn't stay awake though. I'm going to make, it's Leo Moon. I will be awake for ages. I'm going to make a cup of tea, and then the Rainbow Reviver. I feel that. Oh, look, commitment. The word commitment came up in the one earlier twice and in that session. Full moon. There's shit happening at the full moon in Scorpio. I'm sure a lot of you out there are going to love that it's got two swans in it. Because the two swans. So yeah. The Rainbow Reviver. There's going to be a connection that's revived here, a soulmate connection, but this is a twin flame card in this deck. Someone's seeing themselves in you at last. It's going to lead to intimacy. And in several of the wait a minute, all of the films, 50 Shades of Grey, the after films. I don't know about Love and Other Drugs, mind you, but yeah, they have a bath together. You're back just as I'm leaving. And somebody's going to look. There it is. There's a Richard Gere moment. Somebody coming with the roses. they come in peace to the sacred woman, the divine feminine. That's funny. Right, what one more? But let's read the Rainbow Reviver, and I'm going to go. Sent you emails, right? I shall read them. So I'm going to read the Rainbow Reviver, and then I'm going to get off because my throat keeps going. But I feel it's something to do with the. That was really intense energy I just channeled. I'll be interested to watch it back because I just zoned out. The Rainbow Reviver, 62. 62 could be relevant to people, or 6 and 2 is 8. Oh, I just opened it at the page. Oh, 24. So yeah, that's within the full moon. The full moon in Scorpio is the 23rd. And so the 24th is still the full moon in Scorpio. So this is important. And also it's on page 63. 63 is 9. 9 is ending Scorpio. Feeling good from the inside out is important no matter what is happening in your personal life. We all need a little lift from time to time, and a Rainbow Reviver is a great way to put a smile on your face. When you're single, the rainbow can help you feel more positive and lovable. And that's why I love rainbows, my favourite thing. If you are in a relationship and the challenges of life have worn you down a little, the rainbow will brighten up your day. I think I'm going to see a rainbow tomorrow because I said that. Or even better, show me a fucking rainbow on my birthday. Please. Please, God. Show me loads. I saw loads coming back on Saturday. You can give yourself a Rainbow Reviver any time, and it only takes a minute. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. That is about a masculine that has thought that they could escape this love, and they've realised that they can't. Because 1 minute they could, and now they can't. They're absolutely in love with you. Then imagine a rainbow with its 7 rich, luminous colours. Picture the rainbow flowing towards you. And by the way, that's interesting because I hold the rainbow codes along with lots of other light codes, but that's quite interesting. Lexi, you know that, don't you? Because remember, when we first met, you kept seeing, was it rainbows you kept seeing everywhere? I'm sure it was, as well as the numbers and all that, but I'm sure it was rainbows. Yeah, allow them to flow, filling you up until they overflow, allowing it to wash over the surface of you as well. Then affirm to yourself, the rainbow is cleansing, uplifting, and energizing. I feel peaceful, positive, and happy. And that's what this has been about tonight. There's been some intense messages. It's felt more Scorpio and shadowy, but we've transmuted it with this lovely rainbow card. And it is weird because this is very inner child, playful, fun, light energy. But it did seem to be about healing with the wounds too. So yeah, rainbows everywhere. Yeah, I remember that. You've drawn this card today because your angels and spirit guides would like you to use a simple technique whenever you need a cosmic hug. They even suggest that you put a picture of a rainbow on your mobile phone, computer, or on your wallet to remind you of this lovely technique because life gets busy and easy to forget that help is at hand. But I more feel it's like people are going to see rainbows. Obviously, at some point we're going to see them, but I feel that people watching this might see a rainbow like quite soon after. And I hope that's me, guys. Drink in the soothing, healing, and uplifting energy of the rainbow as often as you like. You can't overdo it. But you've overdosed on a bit of Claire tonight, and I hadn't done a live for 3 weeks, so I need to go and rest. And yeah, I need to go and rest tomorrow so I can live it up on my birthday. But I don't need to live it up. I'm just going for a nice lunch and then coming back and, So there we go. But anyway, sleep well. Thank you for joining me. And well, that's interesting that it's 2:20 because I always get stuff about 2:20 for some reason. So I'm calling it. If something happens in the world at exactly 2:20, I've had that for about the past 8 years. So, but anyway. Sleep well, woohoo, happy early birthday. Thank you. Yeah, again, it's not as exciting when you get older, but whatever. Yeah, I'll see you the next time I'm guided to. It might be another month on another Leo moon, but we'll just see. Let's hope that we're at 1,000 by then. It could happen overnight, guys. Can we get to 1,000 for my birthday? That would be a miracle. I doubt it. I'm sorry, that is my skeptical side. I doubt that's going to happen, but if it does, thank you and amazing. I'm always open to be shocked in life in a good way. because it's usually bad ways. But anyway, I'm not so. Do you know what? Scrap that. Forget what I said. I'm not sounding like a hypnotist. See, this is the thing. I'm a weird one. I'm a hypnotherapist that can help you believe in miracles and amazing stuff happening to you. But it's only because I have to work very hard at my own subconscious to believe it for myself. That's a moment of truth there. But a lot of good things have happened to me in my life too. But I never seem to get what I want for my birthday. I don't think it takes a fucking genius to work out what that one is. Where's the off button? Where's the off button? Zip. Bye. This meeting is being live streamed. Yes, I'm aware of that. Okay. For quite some time. If I didn't want it to be a bit fucking late, why are you telling me now? That's quite funny. Right, see you later.